Morning, everyone. Back at it, back at it. 2 more days left. 2 more days left until the holidays, right? So today, it means we're probably expecting some lighter volume the next few days. Last time we had this, we obviously had a drift up for quite a few days, really, when we think about what we did over the holiday season in November. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days straight up, and then a little bit more of a drift after. So be careful with this light volume. All right, you want to be careful with your position sizing and your risk tolerance. Might see just slow drift, might see the odd flush. Let's just refresh this while the trading view starts the day going mental. Still doesn't like it. Anyway, starting off on the daily. Okay, you can see nice big gap up today. All right, over Friday's close. We're importantly over this low volume node. That's the one important thing that bulls needed to try and do early, which they've done. Why is that important? Well, we can use this now as potentially support. All right, so we've got 20-day and 50-day there. Any pullback into there, we want to see, do buyers come in somewhere in this area and try and get back into this balance? All right, this is what we've been talking about for a while. Notice the daily Bollinger Bands, right? We talked about this as well. They're starting to contract, right? We're starting to see contraction as we get the moving averages tight. It means that probably more likely into next year, but we'll see. We're going to see something like this. Something drastic is going to happen. We cannot stay pinned in for too long. We have lots of highs up here to run. If bulls do manage to hold a pullback, build liquidity and go again, if we get that rally, whether it's this side of the year or next side of the year, we have liquidity to aim for, but they're going to have to get back above this. If this is nothing more than a failed push, then we're going to expect sellers to defend this range, right? So it's interesting that we're doing it this time of year, because it might be that there's less participants up there, but we will see. So initially, momentum pretty bullish off the back of last week, off the close of last week. We just need to think about the range that we're starting to get into. Right here, you can see we're starting to lose location. It's swing bulls that have the most fun right here. And even something like this, if we just wanted to measure out Monday, and let's just do that whole balance. Okay, there you go. So this is like a 2-week balance. What contract is this? NQ1, so it should have it all. Just be careful, by the way, folks. If you're measuring balance on the new contract up here, you're probably going to get incorrect figures, because obviously when we were trading the new contract, we weren't trading up here. We hadn't rolled over, so it'd be very light volume. So it might give you odd prints. So just be aware of that. You need to be measuring out the old contract. Okay, so that's the range we're looking at. Can we hold acceptance into 700s and 600s? Can we get up into this old point of control in towards the 900s? How do we react when we get there? That's the big question this morning. So is it a push and fail for a pullback and we hold this old rotation? Is it a morning flush which gets absorbed? Or is it neither of those and just a slow grind and drift higher? We will see. Time will tell. But those are all possible today. Moving into the hourly, we can have a look at what we looked at, what we saw on the hourlies. Let me just make this a bit bigger for you and pull this down. Oh, I hate it when the trading view mouse does this. Very annoying. Right. So you can see old week's value. Probably need to take that off extending. There we go. And let's pull that into Friday. There we go. All right, old week's value left below. So we're gapping up over previous week, which is strong, but we're coming into that 2-week balance range. All right, so remember this. So we've effectively got balance in here, point of control, an old POC around, what did we just say it was? Let me just check that. Oh, lost it. I think it was about just inside of 900. 1 second. So let's just get this on to make sure. And we go from Monday to Friday, 923, and if we extend that to a 2-week balance, yeah, 890 to 923. So we're just going to mark that out really quickly in here. 890 to 923. Somewhere in here, all right, is an old POC. Naked. all right, since we left it. So we're watching that. All right, gapping up over the previous week, which is strong, drifting higher. Tech's had a pretty good start to the session. You would have seen, well, the curve in Japan doesn't look good, but hey, we're not reacting to it. Like I said, it might be a very, very crowded trade that takes a while to set up. It has historically taken a while to set up. It doesn't always happen straight out the boat, especially when we're expecting it. So let's see if price drifts into here. All right, let's see if price drifts in. Let's see if we pop and fail this morning, come back and test old value. If we do fail without a pop, let's see if we hold old value and then try and go higher. And that will be the same for the next few days unless we close well outside. All right, so that's what I'm watching at. Do we hold old value for a drive higher? Do we reject the old balance? All right, a push in which failed, back to back test the old value, or are we just going to drift in here? All right, are we going to drift in here and just do nothing? Also very possible. It's what we did before. It's what we could do again. All right, let's have a look at overnight. You can see what's happened here. Here's the cash gap, right, all the way down here. Nice big gap up and just a drift higher. We haven't washed anyone out. I'd be slightly concerned about that. It's not an automatically short, but we are somewhat extended. All right, we're trying to drive into here, but you know, all these players, anyone who was long Thursday, Friday last week, swing, anyone who bought the open of the new session, anyone who has bought in Asia or in London has been left in the money. We have not washed anyone out. Doesn't mean we have to do it today. Maybe we do it tomorrow. Maybe we save all of that for post-Christmas. I don't know. Maybe this is the Santa rally. We will see, folks. Time will tell. But all I can say is we are drifting higher right now. All right, let's go and have a look at what's going on in some of the other indexes. Same story on the ES right now. You can see driving back up. It's already into that old range. All right, so that's the divergent strength in the ES. It's already into this old range. It's finding acceptance back into here. That should look above. Crucially, above the 900s, I would say. So big level there at 900s. Let's have a look at the spiders. All right, that gamma level, that huge level we had last week, never even quite got down to it, the 70s. It's reclaimed the 80s. Remember, 70s, 75, 80s, and 82s have all been big level. Now, I assume, will be 85s on the SPY. So watching to see if we get a reaction there. We have got liquidity above, and then all the way at 90s. Last time I checked, 700 was a massive level. I very much doubt we do that in 2 days, but strange things have happened, right? Strange things have happened. All right, Qs, same story. All right, we've pivoted back above again. That gamma level was bought up. All right, we couldn't get through it. So 600 held, reclaimed 10s and now 15s and now 20s. So it's on a flyer. It just depends. Can we get back into this old range? Remember the thick old range here, thick balance here. Do we reject that and find a bid here to get back in, or do we drift in and chop? Just want to have a quick look at the VIX. All right, slow drift down. Remember, the lower we go, the more slow drift higher we are likely to see. All right, and we're now sub 15s. That is in volatility will be very low if it stays down here. It'll just be a slow, grindy kind of session. But we will see. Let's have a look at the MAG. Okay, failed look down here on Apple. Range is still above, yet to reclaim. This is like, it needs to get back above 76s. All right, so still lower high, breakdown, higher low, but hasn't taken out this 76s. So maybe builds out liquidity here. If it reclaims 76s, that's a strong sign that it's been bought back up. I'm still long Apple from 202s or whatever it was. Amazon, that's looking much better. All right, that is looking much better. I'm still, again, swing long Amazon. No reason to sell yet. There's your double bottom. There's the hold. And they've got a clear target. They've got a clear target to aim up for into the 232s right now. So if we can get going on Amazon, we're going to try and get upside. If they can hold, as long as they hold dips into sort of 27, 26s and 27s, they look good. As long as they can hold dips. Goog, again, same story. Look at that. We talked about this for a while. Big channel down. All right, there's the look below. So tried once, tried again, and then reclaimed, and now we're drifting upside. And very similar to this market, it needs to get back in this old range. Can it find acceptance back into that old range for a sign of strength? Meta, again, still just a starter long on this from 580s, still not added or sold anything. Could argue maybe I should have added, but we haven't pulled back down into here yet for me. It's looking pretty good. I'll be honest with you. That's looking pretty good. That is, I'm long for 580s, so somewhere around here. All right, that's a good hold, a good push, a pullback, which has held that range. That's probably like a 30 to 50% pullback. And its question is, can they break out? I was actually looking to see if we come back down into here for a rebid, so a 2-leg, but we will see. At the moment, it looks pretty strong. So far, all of the mag looking pretty good. Gapping up or flat. Microsoft, and we've got here 5 minutes, another gap up on Microsoft. All right, not by a lot, but it is into a 2-day balance. All right, so there's one question here on Microsoft. We're into a 2-day balance. All right, can it get out of that balance for a rebid up? And you can see the level up here we've got marked out for a break. And then Nvidia, this is the big one. This was the big driver last week, back end of last week. All right, we came down, held this pivot. That's what's key. That white dotted line, we still have a price alert. We broke this, but we could not flush underneath. We held, reclaimed, and we've gone right back to the upside. So basically, no acceptance outside of 74, 10 points higher. And if we zoom out now, it will want to attack 85s and then 91s. All right, so if we get back above, let's just mark some of these out because we're going to want to know if Tesla's going to go mental today. All right, let's mark 86s and then 91 break. All right, can it find acceptance above those or a drive out above those? If it does, the squeeze is on. All right, if it does, the squeeze is on. Until this point, technically, this is a big look above and another look above into range and a look below and fail. And this can just do this for a little bit. But if we start breaking through here, expect some stops to start to be popped. And then Tesla still has been very bullish. Let me just zoom out this minute. Yeah, it's still holding really well. But you wonder how much juice it's got left. Hasn't quite got to those 500s yet, which is where it wants to go. What day was this? Wednesday. So we can watch Wednesday's high and low. All right, we're trading in a range within that. Once it breaks out, either side of that, we will probably either get a breakout or fail breakout. So again, I can set price alerts. Let's, previous week high breakout and do another low. Okay. Oracle rebounding. Oh, I'm absolutely gutted I didn't get filled on that. All right. As soon as it filled that gap at 78, so we talked about for about a month plus, filled it. Didn't quite fill me. I just was looking for one little wash here to pick me up. Didn't quite fill me, and we've gone now. So don't want to chase that now because it's already looking good. It's already $20. Ugh, how annoying. But there we go. It's what happens sometimes. All right, folks. That's kind of us. We are ready. All right, go nice and easy next few days. I'm already on holiday mode. I had a few drinks at the weekend, had a big cigar, had a gummy last night. All right, I'm on holiday mode, so it's just nice and light for the next few sessions. Not looking to do anything stupid. If there's volume there, if there's some setups there, we will be playing them. If not, then we'll just have some fun on stream and do some giveaways. All right, I'm going to refill this. Oh, already refilled it. Good news. Good morning to everyone on stream. Thank you for joining. Smash that like button nice and early. All right, let's get up to sort of 300 plus likes today. We'll do some giveaways. And just over a minute here to the open. So we're going to look to see if they do that morning drive up and if they find acceptance or if they sell it. All right, if they find acceptance into that grey box and the old point of control, the red box above, do they sell it or do they just hold price up there? If we get the morning flush, all right, then I'm going to look to see if we wash out any of this sort of trend line liquidity. Do we come back down into Globex and previous day high into this blue box, or even into previous day value area high would be fantastic. But it's a long way down. So we will see. We will see. Yeah, gold's going. I mean, It's mad to see that breakout over in the Asian markets, in the yields, and we're not really reacting off it. So I think it might just be very crowded, but we will see. Like I said, sometimes these things can take a while to play out. Yeah, I'm definitely watching move into 930s. Okay, here's the morning open, instant sell. All of them are green other than Apple, folks. Instant sell here, and do they bid this back up? We can afford to come a long way down. Zoom this out. Even this very steep. Let's see if they come down or not. At the moment, they're just absorbing the tape at the lows. Bit of a choppy start here. How old am I? I'm 40. I have a very healthy hairline for my age. It's I don't have the bald gene, clearly. Unfortunately, a lot of my mates have already lost everything. It happens. It's called aging, unless you want to go to Turkey and get a funny turkey job. All right, just chopping around here. So very slow open so far. But buyers are trying to come in and expand this higher. We can go to that grey box above, potentially. There's the New York Open, so tapping into that New York Open at the moment. If they want to get going, but I'd much rather see them come down and offer some dips this morning, but maybe that was it and they're going to look for it. We will see. Like I said, light volume today, not expecting too much. Okay, so here's the drive towards 800. ES coming up to an old level of 930. There's liquidity sat there. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, seeing divergence there. But all of the mag green, I'll give you a readout. Tesla 2 over 2.5% up. Nvidia 1.15% up. Microsoft over 0.5% up. Meta 1.15% up. Google 0.17% up. Amazon 1/3% up. Apple's trying to go red to green. It did flutter red to green for a minute. And Tesla crossing that alert already. So that thing is going for it right now through the 95.50s. So bids holding so far on that New York Open. I just want to let this settle down. All right, that wasn't a deep enough pullback for me to get long into. We didn't get rid of anything. We did go wick to wick. Just let this settle down, guys. We're gapping up over 200. Well, we've driven over 200 points with a big gap up. Just don't really want to buy the highs until I see a nice retest somewhere. Am I bullish? I'm bullish if we hold pullbacks, all right? I'm bullish if we hold pullbacks, but you got to think, all right? Understand where value is. This was premium on Friday. This was premium last week. We're gapping up over it, which is good, but here's your gap, all right? Here's what we've done overnight. I'm not going to buy up there. I want to see if we come down into this or even gap fill and bid off that, right? I'm bullish if we can hold pullbacks into big levels. Otherwise, I'm not buying all the way up here, right? We've talked about this, where we are in the range, where we are near supply, what can happen, all right? What can happen washing out all those players overnight who have been bidding all night long and been absolutely fine. Here's the move into VWAP. So do they bid off VWAP now is the question. ES couldn't get through, couldn't take that liquidity at the 30s, pulling back as well. And it's your first bid or minor reaction off VWAP so far. Apple, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft all gone red on the session here. Can we get back into previous week high into 670s? This blue box down here. All right, this is the trend line. I'd like to see this just crack and come down at this point and offer us a really good value buy if they can bid down here. Right, I'm not bidding against. I'm not just going to bid against momentum, but if we come down here and do something like this, I'm interested. If they don't hold this level, they can come all the way down here. Previous highs, gap fill, previous day value area high. We can come and fill this. Remember, this is all overnight. We can come and do this and then bid back off. So that would be either one of these blue boxes would be the most ideal location. Big seller coming in here, getting himself a little caught. If they reclaim VWAP, this is going to be an interesting little battle here starting to develop. Huge delta came in at 704 sell side and got themselves caught here. So I'm interested if they hold reclaims, not otherwise. Yeah, still not down to its VWAP either. There's the reclaim of VWAP. So sellers are stuck under 705s. Interested in feathering in here. Little piece. Another seller's come in at 27s there. So new range being developed here at between 27 and 705. If they pop through 27, there's a potential drift. If they hold 704s, they're just going to keep, or 705s are going to keep going in rotation. I really want to be a buyer down here. Let me see if we can get this on. There we go. All right, so you can see the low volume node there. So sellers protecting that. They are still stuck at these 704s. Now they're getting acceptance lower. Okay, so my expectation is that they should drive down into this blue box now. I'm going to get rid of this because we've broken it. Here we go. Nice. Okay. ES getting close to VWAP as well. Where's the spiders? Underneath its VWAP right now. So we're going to wash out lots of these guys. I want to see this lower at this point into this blue box, and then I can think about a buy if we start to see absorption or traps. If we don't hold this blue box, then I'll be watching the next blue box. Do not expect like nice smooth conditions here this morning. All right, we're going to come back and test this seller at 704, 705 again by the looks of it. Can we get back through him or not? And then do we get back above this 727 pivot? Man, if they stop short here, it's going to be a little annoying to size into. Reclaiming VPOC now. They're going to test VWAP now. Let's see. They're right on where those big sellers came in. They're repricing it. Where was this guy here? 716, 710, somewhere around there. That's where the sellers came flying in on that last little move around that VPOC. Get into this blue box. Come on, one of these two blue boxes. I'll hurt my interest. How much we got below? 660s. So coming into some thicker areas here. Yeah, buyers are they're just front running this at the moment. They're front running this level here right now. I just want to see a wash. Either what I'm looking for is buying opportunities here. So some kind of trap down, either something like this would be nice, or the same kind of thing down here. Right, so don't want to just like bid against it because we might just flush. I'm looking to see if they get trapped down here or not. Back to VWAP. ES still hasn't got to VWAP. That's one thing to consider. Where's the VIX right now? Sub 15 still. And Qs, yeah, they're coming into that pin high, 1840s to 1760s. Same on the Qs, so starting to see some shorts covering here, some bids coming in. But lots of liquidity here on the book. You can see it just stacked up. 85s, 80s, 75s, 60s. Come on, flush down, because we need to trap some shorts down there. You need to break lower first. Don't bid before you've got to view up on ES, please. But just hanging around these sellers average that we kept talking about, that big seller that came in at 04, 05s. I want him to keep this heavy. It's not that I'm looking to sell. I just want this to come a little bit lower and him to get his exit and maybe some shorts to chase in an ideal world. Okay, ES has now hit VWAP. That's a good sign. Maybe we can get one more little flush here to trap some more shorts if we get very lucky. But we're just in this little range here. You can see it's starting to develop some volume. If we start to see acceptance over 28s, then we can go 50s. Buyers getting trapped up there on that last little shove. It's very messy here this morning in this little range. Apple 1/3% down now. Google 1/3% down. Microsoft just under 0.5% down. Rest of the market's green. A mixed bag here this morning. They're trying to sell this. Another big seller coming in here at the volume point of control currently on the session. We're not seeing follow through downside, so there is some absorption going on for sure. ES back to view up again. Definite absorption we're seeing here. Back to view up on Qs. All right, are we going to start ripping? If we're going to start breaking out through here, I'm interested. The seller's defending that low volume node right now, but if we're going to start breaking out through it, I'm interested. I would have rather we got into this blue box, if I'm honest. I'd rather we get into here first before we do anything, but I will consider it if we break above and start holding above 28s. Let's call it 30s. I'll consider it. Otherwise, I'm looking for that move to previous week high and see if they trap sellers down there. Are they going to test previous day value area high? They very well could. Yeah, this other blue box. So it's either this one or this one where I'm potentially interested in bidding off if they can trap. Yes, still absorbing into view up right now. No break below. SPY's under it. Qs are under it. VIX is trying to sort of get back towards the 15s right now. It's not there yet. Okay, please come into this blue box and then let's see what happens. So some buying here, 680, 675, 670 all stacked up. Come on. It might well get it anyhow, but I don't think it would be huge if you do get it. I think it would be 10, 20 point little run. Unless we get down to previous day value area high, which would be mega. But we will see. We will see. Right, into this blue box, or close. Into this previous week high, this red line. And orange line is Globex low. We started to develop some volume up here now, which they can lean on. Filled those last lot of buyers. So passive buyers now sat down at 70s and 60s. And we're going to come down for them. Yep. And we go into the 70s. Can they fill this guy at 70s and 60s? They're not big bids right now. VIX trying to get up to previous day low. So we're coming into very interesting points here. It all depends if the market is able to trap around here or not, I would say. Starting to find some bids around here at the moment. We're probably a little bit early. I just want to see us flush into here, trap some shorts, and then if we can do that, I'll think about going the other way. Starting to get interesting here. Some shorts just got caught. Maybe not enough for me. Back to point of control on the day again. So this is the box right here. Above this, there is squeeze potential, right? Above this, there's squeeze potential. And this is the blue box of interest. Here we go. Bidding in. So 705s is that same level where that huge seller came in earlier. If they don't defend that, we will start squeezing. We've got to watch these VWAPs here as well. That big seller at 705. I don't like the bottom of this auction, I'm going to be honest. To bid off. Not yet. There's a buyer down there. I want to see a big seller down there being absorbed. Not a big buyer, but we will see. Tricky. Might just be the lack of volume today. It's 5 minute looking. Let's have a little look. Little look-see. 1 minute until the opening range is set, folks. Yeah, I don't like the bottom of this auction. It might well hold, but I don't love the way it looks at the moment at the low of this auction. There's not enough sellers caught down here for me. Not yet. But if we start moving away from this grey box to the upside, then I'm going to have to be willing to do something. There's point of control, is grey box. Are they going to start breaking through? Here's VWAP. Big buyers coming in here. They're being absorbed right now by a seller still. So this 705 still the level, there or thereabouts. Where that huge seller came in earlier, about, I don't know, what candle was that? 936 this morning that I called out. That's still the level. 936 and then 926. Still being defended. Still waiting here. Still just don't like the low of the auction right now. There's not enough sellers caught that low of auction for me at the moment. It's the only thing stopping me doing much else. If we had lots of sellers down here, I'd be more inclined to think that this is going to bid back up. But at the moment, don't see that many. There is a bid starting to come onto the tape, though. He's moved from 70 to 80 to 90. He's going to get filled at 90 here. There we go. He just got filled. And he's reloaded at 87s and at 85s. And he's trying to soak it all up here on the bid. There you go. He's coming again. There's a bid here. For sure there's a bid here. Yes, still holding VWAP. This might start going. I want to wait to see if we can get above this grey level. Because at the moment, I know that this big seller keeps coming back in there at 05s. There he is again, that seller at 05. So we've got someone bidding the tape up and we've got a seller at 05. So we've got two-sided tape at the moment. They're stuck between each other. Not one of them is winning. Value very high on this session now. It's 720 actually on the day. Somewhere up here. We're just stuck in value. There we go. You're going to test 705s again. I'm ready. I'm ready. If we're going to go, I want to get in. If we're going to go, I want to be part of this. Watching this New York VWAP here. It's passive selling up here again. Whoa, I don't like what I'm seeing. This is iffy tape. Iffy tape. Big buyers coming in here. Can they see any aggression? No. Still passive seller up here. So still no close and hold above grey box. We're going to trade back into it. Maybe if they bid off POC. Oh, I try a little piece here. That's the question. Don't like the bottom of that auction right now. That dip held. Okay. That dip held. It just held 05s. Held POCs. There they go. Do they hold 05s again? What was that point of control now? 97s. If this next dip in starts to hold, I'll consider it long. It's not an A+ setup. I'm considering this. You know, they're starting to see a bid here. They're bidding all the way down to say 700 at the moment. ES is trapped between the two VWAPs. Here we go. All right, small size then. Here we go. Let's see if we can return up. Through value. Seller coming on here. He's probably going to get squeezed out to 45s now. Come on, buyers. Stop's already moving up. I don't like this tape. How aggressive do I get when I stop here? We should come and fill an imbalance here. 37 and 45. I'm going to want to partial out into that. There's 35s. Can we get a bit higher into 37, 38? Oh, you're going to miss me. Like to see a bid move higher than 10s here. It's just sat at 10s. Don't like that. Do not like him sat there at 10s. He's got to move up. I need ES to get back through New York VWAP. That's better. Come on, ES. Get back through. Help us out here. If we don't get acceptance over value area high, it's going to be a problem. We need to move value up on the day, which is currently at 21. I'm going to fill this guy at 10s because he hasn't walked up. They're going to fill the guy at 10s. All right. Small piece for that. There's two guys having fun today by the looks of it. They are holding that 10s. Well, they didn't even fill him yet. He's reloaded here in 15s now. Mate, if you're going to send it, can you please start walking up? Can you not just sit still? Because you're going to make it impossible to trade if you're just going to sit still like this all day. Walk up, mate. Get involved if you're going to do it. Otherwise, just fuck off. Okay, rotation's 20 to 10s now. Now it's 20. Now we might go 38s through this imbalance. Come on, mate. Come on. I want to see them lift this into 38 and 45. So I do not want to see this come back into the range at this point. They've had enough faff in here. They should just lift it into 38 and 45s if they're going to do it. Big if. We're getting stuck up here. Back into range we go. It's this guy at 10s. Has he left now? He got filled or not? Back to grey box. Do they hold grey box for a bid? I'll still consider this if they hold grey box on a bid. If they lose it, then we're going to go back into the blue box below because the bottom of the auction is not that great. All right, we're holding grey box. That's a good sign. We've got to bid through this now. And we've got to go 38s, and here we go. All right, come on then. Come on then. Go, 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 go. Let's go. Finally, you've turned up, mate. Finally. All right, beautiful. Into these imbalances. So I'm going to partial some out here into 40 and 45s. I want to be careful. So we're just playing this imbalance. You can see how thin we got here. And if we get acceptance through 55s, we can think about higher day. But we're already taking some off. ES into New York Open. What a tricky bugger. This it's actually not the seller on the tape that's being a pain. It's actually the buyer. When he should show that impetus and go, he's pulling his bids lower instead of chasing up. So I want to be a little bit careful. I've already partialed some out into these 45s now. All right, grey box held though. All right, so we flipped this grey box. We came into the blue. This wasn't the best low of auction. I'm going to be honest. I would have liked to see more sellers trapped down there. Got above grey, held grey, into this imbalance. All right, we're selling most of our money now, and let's see if we can get up into this for an extension today. But the move was highly probable to come and fill this once we held this. I don't know what happens now, folks. It depends on this guy on the tape if he wants to play ball. Mag's looking good. Microsoft and Apple red. The rest of the mag are green now. How much aggression have they got? Probably not a lot in a holiday week, but here we go. Left without you, Raf. Yeah, it was tricky. It was tricky. I almost cut it the second time round. I'll be honest. I had my stop just under POC. I was thinking, I'll cut this. If it can't hold, I didn't re-add heavy because I don't like this buy on the tape. You can see now, like he's juggling. Don't like what he's doing. When I say he's juggling, what I mean is he puts a firm level in, and when he should move up and support the bid, he's actually moving down. And then when it comes down, then he's getting aggressive, and then he's pulling, and then he's getting aggressive. So he's like moving in and out pretty quickly rather than putting his flag in the ground and saying, hey, I'm holding this, and I'm going to start bidding above this aggressively to get to where I want to go. I'm not seeing that kind of aggression. And the one thing I'd say, the low of day, it's not shorts trapped at the low of day. Right, we've got shorts trapped from sort of 97 to 92, and then a little bit at 703. But at low of the day, they are there, but it's very light. You know, from 75 to 72, it's light. You can see the transition in tape, but it's not like we got a lot caught down there. It's the only thing. But hey, even if you took grey box, maybe some of you feathered at blue, but even if you took this here, it's not huge, but you know, it's 30, 40 points to start the day on a light week. Here we go. Can we see any more upside? Can you guys get back through to the upside? Can you get back over the New York Open? There's the last big seller above us was at 760, so just be careful in case he reloads at 760. Here we go. All right, let's see if we can get to 60, and then through that, we're going to see if we can get to 80, and then through that, we're going to see if we can get a high of day. Like I said, wanted to be bullish today on dips. Blue box was the area. Didn't love the end of the auction down there. It's a shame we didn't dip a little bit lower. But there we go. We look good here. Buyers just got caught in that last little push. I want to see push through now because they all know there's a big seller who's been up there at 60. Buyers just got a little bit stuck here at 50s. Come on. You got to reload and push 60. Come on. Come on. Don't get stuck up here. Need to see acceleration. Need to see it now. Into this 60, please. And then get through to 80s. They're reloading 60s, these sellers. Okay, so 60s definitely a level. We've got to get back over 60s now. Definitely a level. We've got to get over 60s, up into 80s. ES looking good. And once we do that, we can look for this New York Open 80s and then higher day. Battle here, though. Definitely sellers coming in front of 60s right now. I think if we get through that, there's a squeeze. Otherwise, there's a pullback due here into this. Probably into this kind of shelf here, into 30s. So we've got to try and get through 60s. Basically here, there was a big seller, all right, where we broke down from here. He's still here at the moment being protected. So maybe this happens. Maybe they squeeze through. So I'm still bullish. I don't want them to pull back too far. I'd love a rip. I would just love a straight rip. But at the moment, I'd say buyers over 54s keep getting stuck. So we might need a pullback here. And then see if they reabsorb the pullback that comes. So you'd really want pullbacks to hold 30s. Wouldn't want it under 30s. Nice. Passed an eval on this. Congratulations. Here we come. Can we hold ideally 30s, that kind of level? We've got a pretty good shelf here around there. Somewhere around here would be good for a pullback. We just need to be careful because if they sell back under here, or if they do something like this, I've become uninterested, especially because of this low of day is not the best low of day I've ever seen. If I was a seller, I'd be reselling this. If I was a seller, I would be trying to resell this, in fairness. I think about how we opened, flush, built liquidity. But I think there's a chance to move higher today. So that's what I'm trying to play that side rather than the counter trend at the moment. Here they go. So they're going to test these buyers at 50. What was that level? 54s. They keep getting trapped at 54s. So if we get over 54s, we should go 60s. We get over 60s, we go 80s. We get over 80s, we go higher day. And then we can think about this grey box above, right? Just manage the trade that you're currently in. You should be sort of managing this trade right now. And again, I don't think you want it back below 30s, 25s and 30s. You don't want it back into there. You need to see them absorb that level. Nice. I think we're going to go here. ES is starting to try and go. It's got to get through 25s. Where are we looking on the ETFs? Got to watch 85 here on the spiders. It's probably a gamma level. His buyer's juggling up here again. That's his fault because he didn't support 40s. Yep, still managing the trade at the moment. But down to tiny size, right? Down to tiny size, still managing the trade. But I'm going to need to see them hold here into these 30s, otherwise I'm out. Because the only thing I'd say, I'm not convinced the low of day is in. It might be, but I don't like what I saw at this lower day. There's not enough selling down here with excess at the moment. I would have liked to see them poke into this and leave excess, but I'm still going to manage this trade because if it wants to move higher, we'll still sit in it. But we've got to come and break 54s here. It's where the buyers keep getting trapped. If we break that, we go 60s. We break that, we should really get up towards the highs at that point. So there's 55 where these buyers keep getting stuck. We want to see acceleration through here in 60 now. Come on, Mr. Tape. Keep getting caught at these 55s. They're going to have another go at 55s. Passive selling up here between 55 and 60. Buyers are trying. They are attempting. They just need one big squeeze out here. You need to see someone massive just step on the book. They're having another go. So you can see 54, 55. They keep getting stuck. Passive sellers still reloading up there. He's still reloading passive seller up here. So these buyers keep getting caught up here. The longer we're caught up here without moving higher will be a problem. We've developed another little shelf here into 50 now as well. And we have an imbalance all the way down to 37, which I'm also aware of. We might need to come and fill. Don't like what I'm seeing here. These buyers got to step in soon. They're having another go up here, are they? Into these 55s and 60s again. Can we see acceleration through 55s and 60s? I'm getting ready to sell if we can't, because there's a refresh seller up here into 55 again. Can't keep getting trapped up here without a move higher. We will get stuck. If they keep getting trapped up here without that acceleration, we're going to get stuck. There's a sell starting to get sucked. So into this imbalance. This imbalance is down to 37s. If they don't absorb 30s, I'm out. Like I said, if they don't absorb around 30s, I'm out. Here's the sell. Here's the last chance for them to absorb. Otherwise, I'm out. Back to view up on New York, view up on ES and the spiders. Now or never. Now or never, or I'm out. Don't like what I'm seeing. Cut. There we go. They had the chance. Can always get back in. Can always get back in. So all that was buyers getting stuck up here. At 55s and 60s, I kept talking about 60s was the level. We built this sort of shelf out. 60s was the old level where there was a big seller, right, where we broke down from. And they kept trying, these buyers kept trying up here. This is what we didn't see up here. Buyers kept trying up here, failed, so we've returned back in. Might come all the way down now. So flat on this now, and now we just wait. And the only thing I'd say, the low of day, like I said, doesn't feel don't feel too good to me. Don't think there's much excess down there. Just want to have a quick look at the mag here. What's going on? Video back to view up. Apple in the sell. Amazon looks good. Google not too good. Not too good. Microsoft looks good. Might gap fill that. That looks bad. Okay. Mixed bag out there right now. All right, view up holding there. I'd say more buyers got stuck at this little pivot high we've had than sellers at the low. So we might just get stuck here for a while. Yeah, yeah, sorry, I just see your message there. Yes, I execute on NinjaTrader. All right, execute on NinjaTrader. Maybe you're new to the channel. I don't execute on TradingView, but I can't teach on NinjaTrader. The drawing tools are nowhere near as good, and I can't flick around through the ETFs or through the stocks on NinjaTrader. All right, so we are holding view up. We're going to come and test value area high, probably around 30, 35. That was the over-under before on the way down. So the question is, can they reclaim that or not? Would I consider entering a buy again? Yeah, I'll consider doing anything if it sets up. But right now, you know, what do we have? Buyers caught the highs. Could we find acceptance back into here? No. So what are we doing? Buyers caught, rotation. Maybe they come and resell this. Do I like this low of day? Like I said, no, I don't think it's a good low of day. So I'm not going to bid on this in the midpoint of the range. If I see sellers come in here and get stuck, then we can think about it. But, you know, we're not going to buy for no reason. Look at the flow zones. They're all flattened. They had the chance to hold and absorb. They had the chance to hold the upside of this and absorb. They're not doing it. Right, so no random setups. We trade actual setups. There's no setup right now to trade. And we couldn't even get up to the New York Open. So weakness actually in the Qs, actual weakness. And I wouldn't be surprised if they put in a new low of day, because that low of day, like I said, I don't like the low of the auction. It doesn't look very good to me down there, which is why I wasn't like heavy in size this morning. The point control going to be tested here, and if they get under that, probably a new low of day. But we will see. Micro shelf here at 20s again. Oh, it might be a tough few days if they're going to do this with these, like stacking these bids and then pulling them. But we will see. We thought it would be light, so we're getting what we expected. That 30 level's big old level right now. It's where the buyers just got stuck because they had the chance to hold it on the dip back in and they didn't. So sell side is basically from 15 down to 94s. Buy side is basically from 20s up to 33s. So we're right in the middle of that balance now. Look at this buying on the tape. It's awful. It's awful what they're doing. They're fucking about this morning. They are fucking around. You're only looking for a previous day value area high test. I mean, it would be a great level to bid off if we get there. It would be fantastic level to bid off if we get there. But at the moment, you know, you're going to have to need it to get under previous week close, previous day close, Globex. It's quite a big ask at the moment. But, you know, maybe if we start getting stuck. Oh, don't do that. Maybe you get it. You know, if we start getting stuck down here and too many pile in, maybe you get something like that. I mean, that would be a great area to bid off. I'm with you. That's why it's highlighted. But I'm not convinced we get down there, if I'm honest. It would be great if we did. Be great if we did. But the mag's holding up well. It's a good gap up. We're into lighter volume week. You just wonder, like, are there gonna be any bears to sell it down that far? It'd be nice if there was. I would love to bid back off there with you as well. That's why it's highlighted. It's definitely a level of interest. Back to these 30s, probably towards these 30s where these buyers have been getting stuck. If we reclaim that, we're going to go. But, it's a little bit messy at the moment on the tape, right? The tape is a little bit messy. Yeah, look at these buyers down below, like pulling constantly. Oh, mate, puts me off trading when it's like this, honestly. They test these 30s and 35s again, are they? I still hear these sellers. They're stacked against where those buyers are caught. So I think two things have happened today. We passively sold 45s and above. We're now passively selling 25s and above. There are buyers on the tape, but they keep pulling their orders. So they're filling lower and lower because they're just yanking their orders, running away right now. So sellers, I'd say at the moment, since this little pivot, are in control. The buyers are the ones that got stuck up here, and buyers got stuck up here. And so until we reclaim those levels, I don't think there's much to do. I don't think there's much to do here. The range isn't that big either, folks. Smaller range today as expected. Back to these sevens, and look at all these buyers down below. They keep pulling and then moving down. So 700, 95, 90s, 82s right now. And the upside, again, 20s and 30s is what's key on the upside. That's where the battle is. So you've got sort of buyers stuck. Show you on here. Actually, you could probably get it up on here, maybe, if we get lucky. All right, so we can see these buyers kept trying up and around here. They got stuck. They just tried again here. So buyers got stuck here. These guys tried again here, got stuck again. The problem I don't like, I don't think there's enough excess down here. There could be, but for me, that's pretty small excess-wise. Back into this grey box, which can probably be removed right now, to be honest. We've moved it up a little bit. Stuck between New York VWAP and 24-hour VWAP on ES. We are not stuck between those on the Qs, but we are on the ES. Seller up now, trying to defend 20. Oh. Seller from 20 just moved to 10. Market slowed right down. Oh, we're going to make a new low. Probably should. Probably should. I can see a few of you have emailed me. What's this about? I'll get back to you as long as it's not urgent. Gonzalo, I'll get back to you as soon as we finish the stream, okay? Here we go. So maybe a new low now, like we said. It wouldn't surprise me because that lower day was not particularly good, like we talked about early in the morning. I can still taste cigars on my breath. 2 days ago now. Awful. Well, it's a third party, so I can't really share it on a third party. I'm using what's this thing called? I always forget what it's called. I'm using City Footprint. Scrub my tongue. Yeah, trust me, I have. I enjoyed it, but I always feel awful like a few days after. All right, back into here. If we fail this previous week high here in Globex, then maybe, I can't remember who said it, they're looking to bid previous day value area high. Possible. Can't rule it out. Cannot rule it out. New lower day made on ES, by the way. We're going to bid off this now. Man, it'd be dirty if they do this without a sweep underneath. It will be not very nice. Sellers coming back in there at 92s. I'm just waiting now at this point. Arguably could have flipped short here when I said those buyers were getting stuck, but I just want to focus on the longs either from here or here. So that's what I'm trying to do at the moment, is just remain focused on the side of the market I'm looking for. Short was clean. Yeah, it was clean. Once they got stuck up there, it was clean up there. I'm not going to argue with that. Even here, once they started reloading. I just don't want to flip my bias when I'm up nice, been looking for one clean thing. I'm going to stay looking for that all the time. We're above value. We are starting to expand value area low. So, if you are short, if you took where the buyers were trapped or faded this back in, your cover points are now and then down here. It very well might keep going for you, which would be great. It's just not the trade I'm looking for today, but it looks pretty good. These buyers up here are the ones that got caught here in, what did we say, 30s? Those are the two levels right now where they definitely got caught. They're in 30s. So previous week high coming up here, this blue box. A bid off this low again. How are they not going to take out this low? Come on, market. Surely you're going to take out this low. There's not that much excess down here at all. A little bit, but you'd like to see nice, strong sellers caught if you're going to think about the long. I'm not seeing that. I haven't seen that all morning down here. Man, they held. They're going to come back for point control check. Here's point control check right now. Oh, so sorry, folks. On TradingView, it's not moved as quick, but I have POC here right now, 97s. Okay, that's why I just said that. If you're like, I can't see that, it's just because it's different on Ninja Trader. It's moving quicker based on tick data. 97s. Spider's finding a bid, man. Messy. We expect this sort of time of year, though. I'm still not convinced lower days in. There are some sellers stuck down there, but it's so light. But we keep tapping into this POC. I would like to see one more flush lower first. Yes, GG. I do agree with you there. POC check again here, and if they lift through this, they're probably going to check VWAP, and if they lift through that, they're going to check value. This is where the sellers last came in, 705. So 705, 715s is where the big sellers come in. Buyers are sort of stuck from 715 to 730. So if that gets refreshed on the sell side, we might break lower. All right, so basically, what am I trying to say? I can draw it out for you here. Sellers came in 715 to 730, 715. So buyers came in here and couldn't hold, right? They kept trying to fight here. So buyers are stuck here and here. So all the time they sell against this, we can break lower. I don't think there's enough excess down here still. I'm going to repeat that. Structure-wise, buyers got caught. There's your lower low. You know, maybe we get one of these I'll be interested in. Maybe we do that here I'll be interested in. If we go back in here, I won't be interested in anything at all. But trying to lean long bias because we're gapping up over value. I just didn't want to buy up here. It's too close to that 2-week balance range. But I'm interested here and here as the levels. For anyone joining a bit later. Okay, so they're still defending point control. Sellers still attacking this. I'll give you a little readout in the mag. Tesla 1.21% up. Nvidia 1.14% up. Meta 1% up. Amazon just about green. And then you've got Microsoft 0.22% down. Google 0.15% down. Apple 0.58% down. The sellers get starting to build at these lows without breaking lower. All right, I want to see a break lower be absorbed. That's what I would like to see. There is some absorption down here from buyers, but I'd actually like to see just a little break lower and it be absorbed. But we just had a big lot come flying on the tape here, sell side, and again here. Who's this guy? 115 lots. So they're defending. What's his average here? 87s, 84s, and he's going to try again here at 90s. And if he doesn't get his way, we're going to lift to 700 and go point of control. There we go, lifting to 700. He's not getting his way. So there was aggressive selling down there being absorbed on a tape. So we're starting to see some bulls trying to absorb the tape at these lows right now. So perking my interest as we go back to point of control. I'm watching to see if we go up to 15s now. So I'd say 15s to 30s is the level where buyers got trapped, right? 15s to 30s is the level that sellers will need to defend. So there might be a rotation from here to there. It's not a lot, is it? It's like 15 to 30 points, but that's the rotation at the moment. Well, at the moment, we're just sat at POC at these 700s. There's a micro shelf at 705. So if we go through 705s, I think we probably get 15 20s and then through their 30s. But we can still build this out and roll. But right now, there are sellers down here who are caught underneath. What was this guy's level? 87s. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's see them. Let's see then, folks. Attacking this long now into these 30s. 15s to 30s is where sellers will want to defend. If they can't defend that, we will rotate aggressively higher. I'm taking some profit here. From POC, it's only a 15-point trade. Let's see if we can get back above 20s and 30s. And I'll reload if we can. Lots of sellers stacking up here. So we know 15 to 30s is where the buyers got stuck. So this is where sellers, you can see them on the tape, are trying to defend, right? We just went over this. If we get back above that, squeezes on. This is where strong selling came in now, and where buyers got trapped is just above up to 30. So sellers need to defend this level here. So I've taken profit here. I want to see if they re-support the bid at 700. It'd be a good sign. If we support the bid at 7 or above 7 here, it'd be a good sign that we're going to leave those sellers on that last leg trapped at the lows. They got to support POC, which is basically 700. Otherwise, I'll probably cut. Slow day today. Are they going to support the bid here? There's POC check. Coming up here into 7s. There's the POC check. And do they hold this or not now is the question. If not, we go back down to lower day. If we get absorption here, then they got to break back above 15s. Buyers just left. Now the book's thinned out. What is going on? Anyone want to play today at all? Or is volume just going to completely dissipate at this point? There's literally no bid now on my book. It's like completely gone to sleep. Very slow. Yeah, very slow. It's okay, though. It's easy to read because it's slow. I just don't get what this buyer's doing. This guy here, I don't know if you can see where my mouse is. He keeps coming on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off all morning. Okay, no bid then. So back down to value area low on the day, which is 82s. That's where the sellers last got stuck, is there and under. They just got stuck again there at 89s. The rotations are so small here, folks. That's why I'm not trying to read too much. Relative weakness is also on cues today. Be aware of that. Eval pass, not bad for a slow holiday. Yeah, nice for a slow Monday. Nice work. Nice work. We're just in rotation now. So if you look at today, all right, this is value for this current session. We can't get above. We're not getting below. If we look at previous day, we were down here. All right, so we're gapping up. We're holding a key level. If we break this key level, we're going to come down into here, or unless we do a look below and reclaim. All right, so I want to be bullish because we're gapping up. I don't want to be bullish here. I want to be bullish on this pullback, either into here or to here. If we lose this, then we're going to rotation. Technically, you could be bearish in that rotation. I'm not going to be. Not on a holiday volume. All the time we're holding this, I'd rather think about bullish moves. I know flow zones are flat to negative, which is why I've got to be a bit careful in the rotation. So POC reclaimed again, 700. They're going to have another attempt here. So this is a higher low. This is a fail break lower here from bears, right? It just failed to break lower. We have to say what we're seeing here. Bears failed to break lower. They're now stuck. We're probably going to come and test 715s, 720s, 730s. 730s is the level. 715s to 730s is where buyers last got stuck. If we get through there, then I expect the market to lift. Watching this now. Nice from ES, relative strength there. Can the Qs join in? So 715 to 730s is where those buyers kept getting stuck. Is my wife going to wake up and make me a coffee today? That's the other question. I might have to wake up in a bit. She's got work. Poor woman's very tired right now. All right, 700 recheck again for point of control. Do they hold this or not? Market does not know what it wants to do. Stuck between two very small ranges here. Good hold there. All right, they've got to break back above 15s. ES can't get it back above its New York Open right now. I want to do a couple giveaways this week, so make sure you smash that like button. Let's get those likes right up. Testing, 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 testing. These 715s. Can we lift into these 715s? And then how do we act into 30? Here we go. Here we go. Can you lift through these 15s? Still a passive seller here on the book. Here in 20 and 25, he's still sat there. I want to see him filled and move. ES testing New York Open. That's going to be key. If ES starts busting through New York Open, dragging the market up, maybe we get going. Can't get through these 15s right now. Are there any limits? What do you mean? VIX to 10. VIX ain't going to 10, mate. The market would never move, ever, if the VIX went to 10. We've got too much news right now circulating the world for VIX to ever go to 10. Oh. This market's stuck. Market is stuck. Can't get above VWAP. Can't break below previous week high. It's stuck. It's stuck in like 30-point range. Apple's selling. The rest of the market's looking all right. Apple is dragging this market down right now. The weakest one today, 0.76% down, followed by Microsoft, 1/3% down. Amazon's gone green, Google's gone green, Meta's now 0.77% up, Nvidia 1.41% up, Tesla 1.50% up, Oracle 2.76% up, AMD 1/3% up, AVGO flat on the day. Sort of those gamma exposure beta names all look good. OSCR 2% up, PayPal's up, Bull's up, Neo's up, IBIT's up, IREN's up, all those sort of AI exposure names, IONQ's up, MBTS is up, RGTI is up. It's just that we're stuck. Up 500 today, shorting Tesla. I wish I went full size, but hey, this week's important to be cautious. Yeah, very important to be cautious this week. RTY, yeah, it's had a boost, hasn't it? So that rotation into small cap still there then, 1.28% up. And ES is going to have another go here at breaking out through New York Open. So ES, it's a weird one. It made a lower low today, and it's now trying to bust through New York Open. So basically, ES has done this swept, and this is right back up here, and it's trying to bust through this pivot, which is next to this. It cannot get through that New York Open right now on ES. That's its big problem. Sorry. Market's not moving, so I'm just tired and still. No position now. Certainly not. Nothing to do here, man. Nothing to do. We're just trading in here. All right, until we get back above this level, even that's a bit dangerous now. But if we get bid above this, especially if ES gets above New York Open, I'd potentially be interested. But I'm not bidding against this. No way. No way. not going to get caught in a mess. And the book's slow. Like if you're watching the book, like there's guys pulling order, or I reckon there's one buyer being a bit of a knob today, and sellers, you would say, like from this pivot, if we think about what we saw this morning, this is where buyers got stuck, and the next level they got stuck at was 20s or 15s to 30s. All right, so this is supply right now, here and here. So until we get back above that, or unless we wash and trap sellers at the lows, right, those are our only long opportunities. Either we get above or we trap lower. Otherwise, not really much we can do. Yes, having another go at that New York Open. It's through it now. Now, can it close above and can it sweep out all that liquidity? No is the answer right now. Poked through it and got smacked. Yeah, the volume's guys, the volume's going to be, we did talk about this. Volume's going to be very low today, even lower tomorrow. I didn't, like I said at the beginning of the stream, maybe we get a trade, maybe we don't. If we don't, we can just do some education and giveaways the next few days. All right, I'll be here no matter what. But don't be forcing, right, on a low volume day. There's the break. Okay. Can we actually do something now then? Sellers are getting caught here, but still it looks like we want to move lower. Be honest, looks like we want to move lower at the moment first. Yeah, ES is doing so well by comparison. Right, we caught some shorts there, 74 down to 68. I'm going to give this a bit more time to figure itself out. Definitely caught some shorts there. But they keep stacking these bids lower. We've just got to wait and see. Like I said, those shorts have been in control so far this morning. I should also tell you, because they did message me this morning, there is a new sale on Funded Next. What is it here? 100K, you get 100K account now for the price of a 50K. All right, so a legacy account, $149 right now. Ends December 26th with code FCT, for those of you who are interested. On Funded Next, it is in my top 5 prop firms for 2026. You might have seen that video went out at the weekend telling you which ones I'm going to trade and why, and which ones might be good for you. More shorts got trapped down here again, but I'm still not convinced yet. It's so low on volume, it's hard to be convinced of anything right now, I think. Where's that delta? 80s. High past 20 Apex account. Hi, I passed 20 Apex accounts. Tomorrow I get P account. Any advice for me? Yeah, leave it alone. If you're just passing 20 PA, getting 20 PA accounts, don't be using tomorrow as your first day. Or if you really want to, get a micro and flip it so you have a trading day. But don't don't do probably one of the lowest volume days of the year as your first day to trade. I mean, Top Step funded, but definitely thinking about funded yet. Next year. Have a look on my video that I posted over the weekend. I talk about which one's good and why. Here, I'll stick it in the chat for you guys. If TradingView is going to wake up. Come on, YouTube. Oh my god. Is my computer about to crash? It feels like it. Okay, breaking lower. So let's watch here. Watching to see if they trap here or if we're going to move down to value. Are we going to close the gap? Lots of selling coming in here now. So 40s is a big bid. 60s, 50s, and 40s. VIX finding a bit of a bid here. This is Globex right here into 53, and then we go. Next level will be 30s. Okay, I should mark this out. This was Sunday open. Important to mark out. So gap is in here. All right, folks, gap's there. Here's Globex. What's this level? 35s. Sorry, almost forgot that. So gap fill is possible, or maybe just top of the gap. We're about to find out. And whoever was waiting for value area, you might get it. You might just be about to get it. You might just be about to get it. Into the gap. Thank you. Into the gap we go. Lots of shorts have come flying in here. Just tapped into that gap. Tapped into that gap. Oh, we're going to go for the fill into previous day value very high. Yes, breaking lower now. A little bit messy out here. Look at the mag. Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft all just flipped red. I'm just waiting now to see, are we going to come down here or are we going to do a reclaim? And if we come down here and we don't hold, then I'm not going to trade. I don't want to trade in previous day's value. Not on light volume. Too risky playing rotation. I'm going to test 50s here. If they get through 50s, I'm going to squeeze to 60s where the sellers last came. Watching on any reclaims here. Here's Globex test. I execute on a 1 minute, but I don't like strictly trade off a 1 minute. These levels are big daily and hourly levels. I execute lower time frame once I see participants trapped at a level of interest for me. I opened a reverse position on Apex for only a few seconds by mistake. Will this harm my account in the funded? As long as you closed it quick enough, you'd be fine. As long as you didn't hold on to it. W on the short, yeah, nice. Henrik, did you take it from up here or here? One of these two. It's nice. You might want to hold a runner in case you get into this gap, to be quite honest. I mean, is it? I wouldn't say that's really going. What's that really going? I wouldn't say that's really going. It hasn't reclaimed anything. It's in a downtrend off the morning open. I don't know what really going means on Bitcoin to you, but I wouldn't look at that and say it's really doing anything. Okay. Shorts currently came in at these lows at 40. I'm watching previous week high to see if we start getting back above that and back into value area low on the session. So do we start going, do we do an initial balance break into gap and reclaim, or are we going to resell these levels? All right, so the trades, again, I'm not going to focus on the short. It might very well play out back down to here. I'm going to either look for this or something like this. Those are the only two things I'm looking at today on low volume. I don't want to touch anything else. Really nice. Nice work, Tyson. What did you play? The IB break? The IB breakdown? Yes, already back inside its IB. It's trying to reclaim Globex. Not there yet. Let's see. Sellers came in again at the low of this candle. Sellers really need this back below 40. If buyers start reclaiming 50, there's probably a little move up to 75s. But sellers need this back below 40 because they've come in sell side heavy under 40 right now. It just feels so like slow. I've been trading 17 years. You're one of the best live streams I've landed on. You're intelligent, responsible, and seem to really know how the market moves. Oh, thank you. Thank you. What's the difference between futures and CFDs? Futures are regulated. They're on a central exchange. CFDs is well, you'd argue it's a regulated market, but it's not on a central exchange so that they can do whatever they want in terms of liquidity and your stops. You'll notice all those big YouTubers who make millions of dollars trade on CFDs because they're not fucking trading. It's bollocks. Very, very easy to lie and manipulate on CFDs. Here we see. Okay, so they're starting to try and go for the reclaim. Watching IB now. Can we get going back through value? Lots of buyers have come in here. They're going to look for 80s if they can get up there, or 77-ish. And if we get inside that, this will be a look below and fail. But I wouldn't bank on that. Not yet. ES to VWAP already. Jesus Christ. A big divergence between all of these. So watching value area low here into 675s. And do bears come in and reject that would be my question I would be posing at the moment. Tapping right into 75 here. If we get acceptance back inside initial balance, then the IB to VWAP trade is possible. I'd be watching this node here at 92. All right, so if we're going to trade upside, I'd be watching this and this if they find acceptance. Otherwise, back downside we will come. Buyers keep attempting up here and getting a little bit caught up here at the highs right now. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer. It's good defense from bears there. So I'd say buyers now, they need to hold above 50s and definitely above 40s. Big divergence to ES. Big divergence to ES here, which is all the way back at VWAP. So we are around this initial balance. Can we see a drive back through it now up into this grey box and potentially VWAP? Here we go. Have they got anything here? The seller here at 80 keeps reloading 75 and 80. So they're trying to defend it. I want to see if pullbacks get absorbed here. It's nice. Is 80. They've got to get through 80, this refresh seller here. If they get through that, then I'll be watching for 93 and 97 on a pop. Come on, you got to get through 80. If you can't get through 80, we can't do bugger all. It means you've got no juice. It's only a 33 lot. Come on. Come on, market. Are you that weak? ES flying right through its view up. Enki got no juice here. Come on, Apple, catch a bid. Get through 80. Get through 80. Get through 80. You got nothing. He's refreshing tiny size and we can't get through it. It's not very strong here yet from the bulls. Where's Delta? 80, 86, 93. Is it going to have another go at 80? Still refresh selling here. He's still refreshed. He's still not moved. They haven't chomped him all up yet. They're going to have another go at him. He's still refreshed. And another go. And he's still refreshed. Right, he's selling 80. He's got inventory to unload here. Once that moves, there might be a squeeze. But until that moves, he's refreshed again with more size there. He's holding very firm here at 80, this seller. It's impressive. And we have imbalances all the way down to 60. So that seller is still on the tape up here, passively selling into every push into him. They're going to come fill this imbalance. ES looking very strong here, back to its New York Open. It's still in a range, but it's much, much stronger than NQD. Yes, there's the 80 break. So can they find a bid over this now? Yep. Okay. So can we get to VPOC, which would be sort of 97-ish? Or is this going to be a look into the above 80s and slammed? Oh, we're going to reload 80. Buyers need to step back in at 80 because they just loaded there. So they really would want to step back in there and they're not. So value area low again here into 75s. And we still have those imbalances down to 60s I talked about. POC and fail. Yeah, didn't even make it. Didn't even make it yet. The problem is now, it's quite messy. So if we look at the auction at the low, where is it? All right, this is nice excess. This is what we didn't have earlier. I remember the earlier lower day I said there's no excess. This is nice. All right, sellers are caught here for sure, and we have a buy imbalance down here. So if buyers are going to hold this, it looks good. It's just like a little bit messy because you've got IB. What else you got? Is this Orb and IBL and imbalance down here, which they need to absorb off. So they might absorb higher first, but the lower day actually looks good now. That looks good. Didn't look good earlier. That looks like a better low of day in my mind. And it's coming to the gap. All right, so it looks better. So I'm interested, but we've got to show some sort of strength on reclaims and stuff, you know? And I'm also in my head like, smaller size, smaller range day, lower volume day. Do you need to trade? You can't just be here. You've made some money. Is it a big deal? You know, like narrative in my head. I can show you. Like I flipped a few accounts and then I've traded a couple with a bit more size. So 141 and one down here, 603 and 191. I don't know why these are negative. Fucking trade copy being annoying, but the others are fine. Others are just I'm just flipping. Wait for them for next year. Sorry, folks. All right, maybe into these imbalances like we just talked about then. In this blue box, there's some imbalances down there. It would be fun if they came down there and hold it. ES is right back to New York Open, right? So it still can't get through the Open. We are in a much, much slower, smaller day. 122 points range today, folks. That's what we've got. 122 points, lower volume. Just be smart. We're going to have some fun here. If not, we can do a lesson. If this slows right down, we can do a lesson for you guys, and we're going to do some Apex giveaways. I'll put the link in chat for the Funded Next giveaway, which will be hopefully announced tomorrow. And then hopefully that I will just need your email to give to them. I'll loop you in with them, and they will give you a free account. Still not filled these imbalances. Market's going to sleep. Bids are trying to come back in here. We are still just hanging around. Previous week high, value area low, initial balance low. Sellers are caught beneath us right now. Underneath 50, sellers are caught. Definitely underneath 40, sellers are caught. A flush that holds into 60, all right, would be a sign that buyers are going to leave those sellers caught. If we start closing underneath 60, then who knows? Okay, here we come. 66s. Are we going to start filling some of these? Yes, we've tapped one of them. The next one is into 61-ish. And then do they hold versus 50? That would be the question. Do they hold versus 50, or are we going to go into expansion? If there's a two-leg and expansion lower. So then buyers wanted to step in versus 50 here. Some aggressive selling here. And you can see the bid is at 50. It's only 29 lot, man. So they are trying to absorb this. Market really doesn't know what it wants to do. I keep like having a quick look over at the mag, and everything's dancing red to green. All right, it's good absorption into those 60s. So they're trying to find a bid here, and if we find a bid here, it's possible to point of control and VWAP. All right, so the IB trade will be from here to point of control and VWAP if they can find a bid. They've got to get back through the 80s, remember. That was the sort of line in the sand. Did I reply to you, Joe? Did I not reply to you? Maybe I missed it. Can you send it again if I haven't replied to you, Joe? I'm really sorry. Maybe I missed that. Maybe it went to spam. Let me check. Can't see it. Hopefully I'll reply to you, Joe. Thought I did, but if not, please just send it again, my friend. info@flowzonetrader.com. It's starting to look a bit better. Yeah, those shorts just caught. Do you remember we just said there's an imbalance down here? I'm starting to like look at feathering into this long. And these imbalances down here just held. We just talked about it on this chart, didn't we? These imbalances getting absorbed into, starting to look a little bit better, but they will need to hold. What you need to be careful of is this two-leg. This needs to hold, and your TPs are here. Above that, it's a bonus, but we're in a rotation day. Maybe you get up to here. Below this, below 50, it's no good. All right, below 50, it's no good. But what they're setting up is tricky. The way they've set it up versus IB and Orb and these 80s are where these buyers keep trying to come in and not finding that move higher right now. And ES can't get through that New York Open, right? So if you have a quick look at ES, it's trying. The blue line, you'll see it on the chart, keeps banging into it. All right, it's a big level. Look, supply. They cannot get over this New York Open. Over base above that, potential squeeze out. They can help drag this market up. Resent. Thanks, Joe. Sorry, mate. Let me check now. Hey, I see it. I see it, my friend. Okay, as soon as we get off stream, I'll sort you out. Really sorry about that, buddy. Don't know where it went. Maybe it went to spam. I'm sorry, but that one definitely didn't. I can see it. Yeah, still not through that New York Open. We are just testing the lower side of this value in IB. A bit of a sleepy market here, folks. Have I taken a trade? Yeah. I'm waiting now. I'm not in this long yet. Letting this develop a minute. So I'm not seeing strength. What I'm seeing is, all right, buyers keep coming in over 78. And there's a passive seller up there. If we start holding this right here, right now, at 73s and absorbing, I'm interested. But I'm looking for like some momentum, someone on the tape to come in, someone to say, hey, we want this higher. Like I'm not seeing ES do it. We're starting to see it now. It's trying now. Here's the 80s again. Can we see acceleration? Just waiting to see like some volume come in. Someone saying, I don't want this lower. We're going to rotate to point of control and VWAP. And even then, like, how many points am I really playing for? 20 to 30 points. It's not a lot for me to play for. You know what I'm like? I like 50 to 100 point trades I can sit in. Now, I'm developing a bit of a shelf here. So this little level here. We keep holding dips there. I am interested for sure. It's a big if at the moment. It's trying. It is trying. I can see them trying to be aggressive here. Here we go. Here's the 80s. And still passively sold. So still someone selling everything above 78 at the moment. They are trying to step on the tape. ES still not through that New York Open. Yeah, they're going to have another go and reload 80s, are they? So they're bidding 77, 75, 67s, and they're selling every pop into and above 80 right now. Very tight range. I'm going to use a bathroom while this does whatever it needs to do. Let me just see if I can put a few things out here just in case. Just in case. All right, be right back. Okay, it's trying, folks. It's trying, folks. Look at ES and that New York Open. That is massive level. Where's SPY? It's not even at the 85s. Is there a gamma at 84? Can anyone tell me? Is there some form of put wall at 84? Why are we struggling up there so much? We should be going here. We should be going here. We should try and get it through. This SPY is causing the bigger issue. If SPY just starts driving through 84, I think we get a squeeze out here into VPOC and VWAP. And then maybe if we get lucky, into value area high. $84 and 85, yeah. Knew it. If we keep getting stuck up there, there has to be some put wall up there. Still stuck up there again. We've got imbalances now. 83 down to 78. Going to come fill, and then it's going to have to hold that value area low again. So still no acceptance on SPY above 84. No acceptance underneath this. Do we have any more imbalances to fill lower? I mean, yes, we could, but I'm becoming less and less interested in this by the minute at the moment, unfortunately. Always no reply. What are you saying? Let me scroll up. Bro, I just came to your second time on stream. When you trade long or short, do you add P&L onto the screen with stop loss and TP? No. Do you want me, like I say, I give you the levels. I tell you everything I'm looking at beforehand. It is your job to trade your account, right? Don't come here for signals. Come here to learn. Come here to get the levels. Come here to understand order flow, all those things. But you have to trade your account. I'm not going to trade it for you. Same way, I'm not going to go to the toilet with you and hold your dick. All right? So you're a big boy, and big girls learn to trade your accounts effectively. I'll teach you everything you need. I'll give you all the levels. I'll give you all the setups. I'll tell you even when I'm looking to enter and what I'm looking for well ahead of time beforehand. But I'm not going to give you a fucking gift on the screen so you can just signal bot. Go and pay someone stupid money to do that. You're never going to learn if you're looking for signals. If you're jumping stream to stream, you're never going to learn. All right, good hold of value there again, and IB again. Waiting now. Can we get acceptance back through? All these buyers keep coming in here. It's not that good. All right, what I'm seeing here on the tape, this is a problem right now. All right, say from sort of here and above is all buy side, and there's someone absorbing. All right, some seller is passively sat here. Once he moves, we're going to see the expansion up into point of control and VWAP. All right, up into these. Just want to see this seller like fuck off, and I'm not seeing that at the moment. I'm seeing every pop is absorbing and absorbing and absorbing. It's a very English thing to say that. Might sound rude, but it's the only way I can make it clear. Okay, back to value again. Value area low again. Initial balance low again. No acceptance inside of range yet. No acceptance outside of range. We're just stuck. We are stuck. What's up, Otis? Hope you're good, buddy. Hope you're good, buddy. Still that seller up there. Above 80s. Once he moves, I'm interested. Either that or I want to see a swipe lower and sellers get stuck and absorption underneath and be like, okay, we're going to go buy side here. Also, I need to see SPY get back above these levels. It's 84. They keep selling 84s. It's absolutely key. We talked about that New York Open. These 84s. And you can see this blue line. You can see it cannot get above this. It's clearly gamma. Right? They're just saying no. So we're pinned. This trade here. And if you want to see that on the spiders, where are we? All right, same level. 84s to basically 83s. You got a 1 point range here. No acceptance above, no acceptance below. They've pinned it. They've absolutely pinned the market right now. I would love to see some kind of trap. To offer this trade here. I really want to see sort of this trade here, 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 and here if we get lucky, and here if we get really lucky. That's what I'd love to see, but I need to see some kind of participant trap shorts. They did it here, but we've not seen the drive out. They might need to do it one more time. Get rid of that node. Less important. I'm just building out a D shape here in balance. Here we go. Okay. Are we going to see this guy lift out of the way? Do we give this a shot? Long here, folks. This is what, 1, 2, 3 attempts up into 85s now. What are you saying? SPX, call volume 6.9s. Yeah, it's currently trading 6.8, 6.7, so it's got room. I really want to get long in this, but I'm not seeing a good move here. I'm just seeing sellers just sit like this. Like every pop, they're just selling. They just sat there selling it. I do want to get long if it would give me the opportunity. Especially if SPY, okay, SPY is interesting me now. If this can close above, I'm going to think about getting long on SPY. How long we got left? 44 seconds of this candle. How this closes, I think, is going to be important. Well, if it goes sideways the rest of the day, we'll just do some giveaways and we do a lesson. No, it won't be too late because I want confirmation. So I want a pop above and a hold, or a dip below and a trap. All I don't want to enter is in the middle of this like sort of choppy range that we've developed. Right, so I either want this to see them retrap shorts down here and go again, or I want to see this and hold and leave these guys here stuck. What I don't want to do is enter in the middle of that. I did just try and they tried to trap short, so it's not moved lower enough. The volatility is getting smaller and smaller as well. Back to these 85s again. Where's that seller? He is at 85, 104 lot. Spy, see, Spy on that last 5 minute couldn't close over it again. Over that 84, 684. Looking for Spy to close over it. Exactly. ES needs. We'd like to see ES above that New York Open. It's trying, but it's clearly a cool wall level on the Spy, which is 684, which they keep selling. Long target. If I get long, it's just a trade from IB to here. So POC's now shifted as well. Interestingly, let's see if they hold POC now. On the other chart, it's still at 97. Where's 97? So here, this grey box basically. $85s again. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. ES is going. Okay. Come on, ES. All right, let's try it. Let's try it then. If I get slammed, door slammed on my face, I'm small size. Let's try it. Let's see if we get VPOC here. ES looks good. The chat buys again. I do not like what I'm seeing up here with the passive selling. Oh, am I going to live to regret this? Might live to regret this, folks. We need to get back over 86s and drive over 86s. Otherwise, I'm not interested. Don't want that flush to 70s, which they can do. ES looks fantastic. Come on, NQ. You're such a piece of shit today. Go. Go. Piece of crap. I'm tempted to take this off and reload lower. Especially if ES goes and takes out IB and we don't move. Ugh. No. Off. Can reload. It's too slow, man. I will reload if they offer it. There's just no forward side momentum here. ES looked really good there. Oh, we're going to go now. You motherfuck. 86. How much size did you just have there, mate? Who's this guy? Yes, just hold that close. 84s. I think it's going to go, but yeah, I'm kind of with you. Is it worth it, Carla? It should. ES is absolutely running. We should get back into here. And then here. That's what I was playing for. Holding this. Under here, no trade unless they retrap and reclaim. But we should. Just want to see just a big buyer step on the tape because we can swipe. ES is going. Like, ES looks so good now. There's someone is passively selling every little pop. Like they are just non-stop selling the pops here, but we're not moving lower. So we're pinned like this. So they're absorbing the lows and they're absorbing the highs in this little range. So like there's a buyer hanging out here and there's a seller hanging out from basically 85s here. And so this is the range. There's just nothing. But it feels, if we have a look over here, why I wanted to play that long, is that move. Once we broke, and the problem is, oh, this is going to go. This looks so good. Look at that. Really nice break. Taking this liquidity, gunning for IB higher. We're going to go now on the Qs. You fucking are, aren't you? You absolute shitter. Okay, into grey box, which was first target, because that was old POC. And then next target was 704s, if they run it. Big if, but that's what I'd be looking at if they run it. And then 710s. I think they're going to do it now, folks. Here we go. They're going to squeeze this now. There's a seller here, but they want to run through him. They want to fill all these orders. ES wants that IB high. And ES has unfinished business up at 930s. Which means what? SPY 685 is the next level, is it? So SPY needs to hold 684 and trade 685s, basically. Here we go. All right. Come on then. Come on then. Come sevens. There we go. Lovely. All right. VWAP. Second time's a charm. Can we go VWAP? And then can we go value area high? So 726s. Here comes VWAP. Come on. You better fucking fill me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. ES, I'm watching ES to IB high. As soon as it takes IB high, I'm going to trim. If it takes IB high before we take VWAP, I'm trimming. Yeah, don't. People that teach that, Kevin or Kelvin, it's fucking nonsense, mate. Oh, the order's above. It has to go there, but no, it doesn't. That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense when people say that. That's not how you use Bookmap. Concentrate on what it's doing now. Those are passive orders above. Yes, it'd be nice to go and fill them. It definitely doesn't have to go and do that. Not that you said it had to do that, but the amount of people I see saying that, it just doesn't. It doesn't have to do anything. Always remember that. Market will do whatever it wants. They can put the orders up there and pull them all. Here we go. Give me my fill at VWAP. Oof. Come on. Come on. I want to get this off. Come on, come on, come on. Watching ES into that IB high. Come on. Oh, so close. I'm trying to... Okay, good. All right, runners now. Holding in case we complete rotation up here to the 28s. And then if we get really lucky, expansion. But already locked most in here into VWAP because ES is coming into IB high. So it's a rotational day. So we're going to lock in. Remember, the trade is from IB low to VWAP. All right, so we looked below. Guys like Tyson, this is your bread and butter. We looked below IB. We came in to remember the gap. We trapped shorts down here. It's the first time I've seen the end of the auction look good. This is a little bit gross, unfortunately. It took 2 attempts, but the trade IB to VWAP. Above here, we're looking at value. And if we get above there, well, we've got the New York Open and IB high to aim for, but we do have relative weakness in NQ today. So it might be that it doesn't do it. ES is looking absolutely fantastic, right? I was trying to time this with this. There you go. So there was the break. That was the gamma break. There's the IB high. This is the unfinished business into 930. All right, so I'm still long a little piece, and we'll see. We will just see now. Why am I doing NQZ? I need NQH. Okay. All right, so it took a couple attempts here. Sorry, folks. NQ's being a little bit of a bitch today, but we're down to tiny size now because we can reject this if we want. But if we can get up to here, it would be fantastic. And if we get up to here, it'd be a monster trade. So just a little piece left now from the 80s. Here we go. All right, let's see. Can we get some acceleration here? ES now taken. Taken IB high, so you want to be careful on a failed, look above and fail on ES. Point controls moved up here to 700 now. So we want to hold 96s. I don't really want to see it come back down into like those 80s and 90s. I want to see it hold 96s and accelerate here. Still long. What triggered me to enter there? Trap volume underneath. All right, blue box, remember, was where I potentially wanted to buy off. We trapped underneath, we tapped the gap, we held high, low. We did all this nonsense, and then we saw ES starting to go, the mag starting to rotate back to green, and buyer starting to get a bit more aggressive. Remember, the seller kept reloading at 80s and 85, so he was here from 10:46 to, he was there for like basically 20-30 minutes. He's run out of stuff, inventory to sell, so now I'm looking for that rotation. And just want to see if we can get a little bit more here. I'm trying to hold the runner for current value area high, and if we get lucky above value area high, which is Globex, then we get up here. But I really like, I will move my stop up as we get into this. ES about to finish that unfinished business we talked about as well. Remember, 9:30 unfinished business on ES. That's a big level. Through that, I'm watching SPY 85, 685. So we were right to be bullish. We just had to wait a couple goes today, but we're nice and green. You can see here the one that I'm in, 580 left. All right, just waiting to see how far up we go. Keep getting stuck here at 10s. Low time frame algo here. Want to get back through this. This is where the sellers came in earlier in the day, remember. This is kind of the level that sellers came in earlier in the day. I'd say delta-wise in here, right? You can see buyers got stuck here earlier, big selling above. If we get back through that, I'm looking to get back into value, to the top side of value. Looking good, looking really good now. So this runner might do the job for us. Let's just hope. If we can get up here, I'll move my stop up. I'm not going to take profit up here because I've only got one left, but I will move my stop up as we get into this, but you never know. We might come for all this liquidity up here if we get really, really lucky. So unfinished business now taken ES, so be very careful here. Here we go, folks. We're looking fantastic. So you can trim some as we get into value area high. The only reason I'm not is I only got one left, all right? But you can trim some as we get into these value area highs. You do not want this to come back beneath point of control 700s. You want all dips there to be absorbed. But ES did just take that big level I talked about, all right? It just swiped that and has come back down inside. So that could be the end of it for the day. We will see. But I'm going to manage this no matter what. You never know. So I've got my stop now underneath point of control. I don't want it to come under 96. So we've got a little low volume node. Move my stop up to 94s here. And I want that to be protected on the next squeeze up. If we get a next squeeze up, I'll move my stop up. So they need to make a new high here, in my opinion here. Stuck here a little bit. I don't want to give this too much room at the moment, risking 20 points. Up 750, nice, mate. Good work. So you got long with me. Good work. One ES has got to get back above 930s, right? 930s got to get back above that in base. I'm playing NQ, right? I'm playing NQ. My stop's currently at 94.25. I'm long from 81. I've already trimmed a few off. I know technically I could give this more room, but I want it to hold VWAP and this little low volume shelf, which is not there on this, but they've got one at 94s here. So I'm looking for this to hold and base. All right, if I'm going to get my move, it needs to hold this kind of level here into here, and then above that if I get really lucky. It's what I'm looking for on the runner. All right, if we collapse under here, I'm not interested because this can be a peak out. All right, if we're going to go into rotation, this can be a sweep and a peak and a move back down. And what I'm very aware of is what the ES has done because it's just taken out this big key level. All right, so ES needs to hold above this now. Definitely wants to hold IB. Look at the difference. So good. So that was what we took really with the long. The break for this squeeze on ES helped us get long in NQ because this just looked so good on ES. We just knew once it got through this 694 positive gamma up into the highs, into this level, this was the unfinished business, which is why we trimmed into it. So this is how I trade them together. And then we just sit and hopefully we can get going here. Yeah, W's in chat if you got any of this. Not sure you get any. Sloth got it. Info Risk got it. Holding runner, yeah, nice. Same as me, mate. Just in a runner. Here we go, folks. Almost at that value area high. So if you haven't trimmed some, you want to trim some. You can trim anywhere from now, really, into this. There is a little shelf here. So I'd say anywhere from 20s to 26s is a partial if you haven't taken it. And if we get lucky, we get this and these if we get lucky. So in the mag, Apple the only one now red. So we're seeing rotation in the mag. We've got a passive seller here, 20, 25s. Is there anyone above 30s? And then 50s. And then there is some more liquidity starting to be added onto the tape higher. So we look good. We are a little bit extended, so we might get a pullback at some point. So just make sure you're paying yourself. This is fantastic, guys. Basically into your target now. Your TP's just been hit here. Another green day on stream. Let's hope we get another one tomorrow, and then really nice way to go into Christmas. I didn't think we'd get much today, but you know, the blue box was the level we talked about. 2 blue boxes I wanted to buy off. This one and this one. We tapped the gap. We reclaimed the blue box. This is what we always look for. This kind of move with excess. Big down candle, repriced, higher low. This was the dip in when we had the buy side imbalance, and that was the signal. It took me 2 attempts here, folks. All right, like I said, I will happily cut when I feel unsure about it. I'd rather be out of a trade than in a trade I don't like. So I think I had a go here, didn't really like it, and then had another go, and we went. So failing in front of value area high. This little shelf, I just talked about this shelf here being important. 21s. If we fail that, this is where they're trying to protect right now. You can see it, clear rotation. This shelf right here, look how sharp that is. All right, they are selling against that right now. So buyers have got to get back above 21s. I'm not going to re-add into this. Tempted to move up my stop up. It's still at 94s. 30 points. Ugh. Thing is, because we've squeezed, we can offer quite a big snap. We can do something like this if we're going to go, and we can also do this, and then I'll give the whole thing back. This is always where it's tricky when we're in a rotation. I'm going to try and give it a bit more room. But the moment I see big selling coming in and weakness and no buyers, like now, we're starting to see stronger selling. If I don't see a buyer step up, I'll probably cut early. Watch this into VWAP, watch ES into IB. Point of control still at 700, so I'm still underneath that. And this is a big D shape. All right, so we're just in a rotation. I'd love to see this accelerate now. Would make me feel a bit more confident if we can get over 21 about holding this last runner. So still in it, you can see it here. All right, 702, up 702 in this. Just looking to see if we can expand a little bit higher. Do I think it would go New York open or open high? I don't know, mate. I can't predict. All I know is right now, this is a big level. If we get through this level and base above, we've got an imbalance here to fill. This is thin. All right, we might want to attack this. Right, so one thing at a time, right? Let's try and get through this first, see how we act here. If we take this liquidity here, yeah, then I think we are. But right now, I know that we're into a very big level. If I was a range rotator trader, I'd be trying to sell this for this move back here, right? So I don't want to predict whether we're coming here or not yet, right? Because this could be the end of the move where we're into at the moment. Finally in the black. Mel with the W. Congratulations. Tried twice at 680s. Finally got the third one, so I'm slightly positive. Thank you for your analysis. You're welcome. Waiting for the dip now, not chasing. I made 550 today. Not too much, but I can't complain for a low volume day. 550 is good money. It's good money. Adds up very, very quickly. Six-figure year, 550 every day. Scout my way to a decent W. Thank you. Nice work. Thank you for the stream. Great stuff. You're welcome. Thanks as always, Cap says. Thank you, Alex. Have a wonderful holiday. You too, Mel. Newbie, what percentage do you risk per trade? What percent do you risk? Depends on the account I'm playing, mate, and the setup. Win for the day. Thanks for the streams and teaching, Alex. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Looking forward to joining your stream again in 2026. Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to trading with you. Close to golden pocket? Yeah, we will be. Probably a bit more left, I would have thought, off current day for golden pocket, I would imagine. Yeah, 50%. And if we go from swing to swing, we'd definitely be in it. Yeah. We're right on the edge. ES starting to come back to IB. If ES loses IB, I will cut this early. Because it's taken its low hanging fruit. At the moment, it's okay. Golden pocket, it's just a fib retracement. All right. If anyone says golden pocket, right, they're talking about the fib. All right, into, I would call it the 618 to 786. Some people call it the 05 to 61, but really the 61 is what you want to look at, right? 61. When we're coming to these, all right, these are normally good areas to sell in based on fibs. All right. But if you're going to do, I'm going from higher day to lower day. If we come from here, we're already into it. If we come from swing to swing, we're already into it. But my bias is not lower today, right? My bias, if you we're here for the pre-market show, my bias was to potentially come up into here, but we're not buying the highs. So this is why the blue boxes, if you ever see a blue box on my screen, it's an area of interest for me to buy at. It's probably an RBS zone. We keep failing up here. I'm not going to hold this much longer. They've just developed another little node here. I'm very tempted to take my profit here. I'm trying not to, but this is tempted to take what I've got. Don't want to give too much back. Strong selling coming up here. Right, if ES loses IB or we lose VWAP or VPOC, in fact, I'm going to move my stop up a little bit because I can't give fucking 30, 40 points back. So let's see. I want to see VWAP defended. I want to see point control defended. Point control is not here, folks, where it thinks it is. It's at 700. All right, so your point of control right now is here. So basically, this area needs to be defended. Right, or I'm cutting the trade. This is my area. Bulls defend that, or I'm out. Remember, I'm long from 800 from 80s. I'm just want to see this area here defended for a drive higher. If it isn't, I'm out. New follower, subscriber. Do you trade live every day? Yes, I do. From what I've watched, your style matches what I'm trying to do and implement. Yeah, live here every day, 9:15 Eastern time, every day, Monday to Friday. We trade into lunch. But it's really important you guys try and get here at 9:15. Like 9:15 to 9:30 is when I tell you what I'm looking at and why. And it's important we do that analysis. So when I'm not here, you'll be able to do the same thing for yourself because we do the same thing every day. It's habits which are going to make you profitable, right? Good process, good habits. ES right into this IB. I don't want to give this too much more time. What's the time here? New 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute bar coming in about 90 seconds. The problem is ES can swipe down from that squeeze up and that will drag us. So let's see. Let's see. How are we looking on here? You can see that transition here. Where are the shorts stuck? So they're not really stuck, these shorts, until we get to 700 to 94. So if we bust through this, we're going to go. But I don't want to really risk. I'm not risking below this. So basically, I need these guys to stay in pain. These guys here need to stay in pain. All right, if we're going to get this. Otherwise, this snap here, I'm not going to hold beyond that. POC starting to develop thick here. Come on, market. Please, let's do one more shove. Don't want ES to fail these 30s now. All right, because it's looked above, come back underneath. I want ES to flag and go, otherwise I might cut this a little bit early. I'm trying to give it room, but I don't, on a day where there's not a huge amount of volatility, I don't want to give too much back. Spider's trying to hold it. ES trying to hold it, but it can't get back through those 30s at the moment. Slightly concerned about a look above and fail because it was the low hanging fruit trade on ES which we've taken. So I will be honest, I'm slightly concerned about a look above and fail there on the ES. Okay, last chance saloon for this market to hold on this dip, otherwise I'm out on the runner. This is that new 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute bar we just talked about. This is increased volatility just for this next minute or two. ES holding well. Can I get back through 930? Now or never, ES. You got to get back over that. This 930. Good, good, good. Go on then. Up you go, ES. Help me, help me, help me. Come on, ES. I'm not going to give this much more room. You are making me not very happy here. All right, I'm going to move my stop right up now because I don't like what I'm seeing there. I can always get back in, but hands are off the mouse. Let it do what it's got to do. Mate, you're the only one doing lives that explains everything, what is happening. I know. It's because most don't know what they're talking about. Need a bunch more green day to have money for the course. But so far, compared to others I see online, you're amazing explaining. Thank you, mate. All right, I'm out of this. Don't like that rejection. It might hold VPOC, but I'm done. I don't want to give too much back on this. We're seeing strong sellers, and they can wash down to 90s. I just can't give too much back. Grey is the area of control for these buyers that they need to hold at. All right, so this is the area that buyers will want to absorb, this grey box. But I just can't. I cannot justify. This is just justification of the trade. I can't justify trading from here, partial, and giving the whole thing back into here. All right, so I moved it tighter and tighter and tighter. I got a bit impatient, but it's mainly due to ES. Again, this is why I watched multiple charts. ES starting to reject this red level. All right, so they look above and fail, and it's starting to reject that. My danger is if they lose this, we come right the way back down to 84 gamma on the SPY. So I've cut this now, just being honest with you. Might be that it still goes for you, but I have cut this at this point. Why have we lost QH? There we go. But a nice trade, nonetheless. We traded what we could get out of it. So the max we got was from 80. Oh, it's a shame we couldn't hold that first attempt or whatever it was. 80 to 20, 40 points. I don't think that's too bad in the range that we've got today. Yep, I would agree, Joe. I mean, SPY looks better. What SPY is trying to do is just hold its initial balance high. All right, it's trying to hold its IB high, and it's trying to. If you look at the morning drive, Joe, on SPY, if you look at a 5-minute chart in SPY, look at the 930 high where we've created that IB high. All right, it's trying to hold that. The problem, all right, for those who are new joining, is that we've taken low-hanging fruit on SPY. So if SPY is going to help us find a bid today, right, then we're going to struggle now because we've taken the low-hanging fruit. And you know my rules. Once low-hanging fruit goes, I become far less interested in the market. I'm always looking for that low-hanging fruit trade. Dean says, I'm getting a lot of value from your channel, Alex. Your knowledge seems very advanced. Are you self-taught? Yeah, self-taught. Self-taught. That's not to say I haven't done other courses, but most of what I did was a lot of bollocks. Waste of money. Like I'm sure a lot of you guys have done. Most courses you will do out there are absolute shite. So I've done lots of them over my lifetime. Hi, I'm a new follower. Next year I'm in. Hey, looking forward to trading with you, man. How many setups do I have? That's a good question. Well, most of it depends on liquidity. So opening drive, if I know one side's trapped, opening drive, initial balance expansion, initial balance rotation, Trend day setup, if we're looking for dips on flow zones on trend day. And I would say like value migrating higher, value migrating lower. The setup that I don't take, which people here probably take and I don't take, is I don't take a rotation. Right, I try and avoid a rotation. You can argue today I've taken a rotation. You can argue that. All right, you can argue I've taken this rotation. But what I'm trying to say is I won't sell that, all right, back down. It's a legit setup, but I won't sell that back down on a rotation. That's the trade I try and avoid. My favorite trade, A+ trade, is when we're leaving higher time frame volume trapped. All right, you would have seen we did it a few times last week. The break lower 2 weeks ago was that trade. Right, that's my A+ trade. If we're leaving higher time frame volume trapped, that's when I like attacking the market with more size. Do I think we go back and fill the gap? I don't know. Not at the moment. Like I said, I don't think we need to do that. All right. If we just take the indicators off, right, I'm just going to take everything off for a second and just look at what we've got. All right. Let's just think about migration of value. Let's think about what we're seeing. I remember we traded long last week when lots of people were trying to trade short. So at these lows, let's just think about. I'm going to move to like a 5-minute chart. Make this make sense. Right, let's think about what we've had develop over the last few weeks and think about where we are. Right? This is a 2-week balance range. This we traded short aggressively. Okay? This we traded short aggressively. Why? These are the A+ trades I just went over. Leaving 2 weeks trapped. We're going to use their pain trade lower. All right? This we avoided, if everyone can remember this. And this, I said, is probably likely to be a bull trap, which is sold. This we traded short, all right? Because why? This is a 2-leg into trap players. So you got trap buyers here, we trade short. Trap buyers here, we trade short. First attempt back in off a 2-leg, we trade short. This down here was an old naked point of control. Those who've been here the last 2 weeks will know that we were looking for that. It's in the free newsletter, all right? This is your over-under. So they wash underneath, they find a bid over, they hold it. Now what we're going to do, trade long to where? This pain point, right? Because this move here is a 61 on a daily and weekly. This is the golden zone on the daily and weekly. So we bid up. Here, the same thing. We bid up. But here, we don't want to bid up in this part. Remember, the main money long was made here and here. We're breaking out of this cycle, this downtrend. But we don't want to be a new money long up here. So we want to play dips back down. So I'll remove all this. Then we can think about what's happened last week and where we're trading from. So if we draw out last week's value, previous week value area high, previous week value area low is here. Friday is here. Gap is this gray box. So if we're opening higher, who's trapped right now? Right? Who's trapped from the previous week? Well, if you were short here or here or here, you're out the money, right? So the participant who's trapped right now is a seller. So we want to bid up. The problem is, if we look left, the participant who's trapped in here is a buyer. So our range, we need to respect this week's value or last week's value to this week's value. So we're trading in between this. Does that make sense? This is buyers stuck. This is sellers stuck. This is where we are. So we don't want to buy up here and we don't want to sell down here. So we want to buy the dips for this move up. And you want to sell, if you're really bearish, the move back down from here where they're stuck back down. Now, I don't want to take that move in a holiday session especially, okay, unless things change. So that's why we were biased to the upside today, and it's also why we didn't buy the open, because we're too close to this box where those participants who are buyers are trapped. So we wanted to buy 2 possible levels. One level is here and one level is here. All right, so we want to buy for this move. We want to buy for this move. Now, if they collapse this, all right, once we hit this, I'm taking my profit. Now, if they want to sell that back down, then I will participate. All right, once we get up into this old point of control, if they want to do something like this, right, then I'll sell back down. That becomes the pro trend, and that would be a bull trap, something we can go over maybe next week or whenever we're back in the market. If we collapse this now and come back into previous days value and previous week's value, previous days value and previous week's value, right, do I want to buy it? I'm happy to buy all the time we're holding. But if we come back in here, these are the trades I try and avoid. I don't want to trade in previous week's value. Right? I really don't. I want to see us bid up, or I want to sell high for the trade back down into there and hold runners. I don't want to participate in value. For me, that's for me. That's my setup. I choose to try and avoid that because I hate trading rotations. I hate it. So if I can avoid trading it, and you'll find my P&L factor goes up. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. There's a little lesson there on why. And see, this grey box is still holding. I said buyers will want to hold that. It's just based on volume. Ever tried at ICT? I've looked at it, man, but it's... Look. There are some useful teachings there, all right? But they are not his teachings, and they lack real detail. And well, I'm just going to avoid saying any more than that. There are people that make a lot of money from it, but I think they make money because they're good traders, and I think you find they use lots of other tools that they don't talk about. Can I recommend some resources? What do you want on what, Jax? If you let me know on what, then I will give you some resources. I've taken the previous course. It was like an intro course, way overpriced. Which course? You think the $649 20-hour course is overpriced with the flow zones, with Discord for life? Or did you do the $99, which most of the time is on sale for $49, which is a complete introduction for someone who's never touched anything ever before? $99 to get 2 hours, and you get $99 off the next course is overpriced. You, my friend, are a bit of a knobby. If you think that's overpriced. Jeez, my God. How do I get the indicators and where do I go? They're all on my website, or you get them in the courses. flowzonetrader.com. What fruit am I talking about? Low-hanging fruit. Those are like what we call easy trades. Low-hanging fruit. So previous week high, previous week low. Previous day high, previous day low. Low-hanging fruit trades. New subscriber here. Have you posted any videos on your setup indicators? Yeah, like everything. There's a whole section on my YouTube, guys. A whole section on learning to trade. Volume on order flow. I've got, like, there's a shelf on my YouTube which is all on volume. I haven't done the order flow ones yet, but there's a whole shelf there for that. Yeah, like, you could. Anyone who said that's clearly just fucking mental, mate. And I give the full introduction courses, I give them away on here most days on stream. It's, if $99 is a lot for a 2-hour course, if you've never done anything ever before in your life, and you're not willing to spend $99, which I give back to you to do the 20-hour course. So you basically do 2 hours of education for free and get a $100 gift voucher off the 20-hour course with Discord for lifetime and the indicators. Then you have no business trading ever. You're never going to make it because you're not committed. What that basically means is you get about 24 hours of education and the indicators and Discord for $549. And that's too much for you. Get out of here. Yes, I trade in Discord in the afternoons. Yeah, I agree, Joe. Yeah, full. Like, you don't need to do it. I can already tell that you trade order flow well. Like, you're always looking at the same stuff. Right, and there's never any pressure to do it anyway. Never any pressure to do it. Like, I'm here Monday to Friday, right? Doesn't cost you guys anything to be here Monday to Friday. Would my system work without Bookmap? Yeah, it would absolutely work without Bookmap, but I would feel like I'm trading blind, right? Because most my setups come from seeing trap participants. Yeah, so if you want, this is the difference between trading candlesticks and trading order flow. Trading candlesticks, like, you might say, okay, this is a downtrend, we might still go lower, right? Trading order flow, I know that sellers got trapped here and we have an imbalance here, and if we hold this, we're going to come back up. That's the difference. I can see what's going on inside of all this, whether you use Bookmap or Footprint or whatever else works for you. I need to know what's really going on. And most trades in the market come from trap traders. Where are trap traders? Edge of auction, right? The last seller sold here. Why did he sell there? Well, he got stuck trying to think we were going to close this gap. So he sold the gap fill. Well, he got stuck. So whose pain do we use? His. Where do we go? This way. Do you remember earlier in the day I said I don't like this low. I don't think that's the edge of auction because there were not enough sellers caught down here. Here, there were enough sellers caught. Right, so it doesn't mean you have to use Bookmap or order flow or any of those things. Do what suits you. Like, if you're a beginner trader, I would not advise you look at Bookmap and footprints. You need to learn, like, basic principles. Like, the biggest thing that I want to be really careful how I phrase this. The biggest mistake I see newer traders make, especially like if you're young and you're like, oh, I'm watching ICT and da-da-da-da-da. Guys, you don't know how the market works. You don't. If you're watching a guy like that, you do not understand the mechanics of a market. You don't understand the auction. You don't understand why it moves and how it moves. Forget the charts. Understand why markets move. Understand what supply is, what demand is, what whales are doing, how they need to get in and out of positions. Once you understand that in market structure and all these other sentiment changes, then you can look at trading. But so many just jump on the charts and they're like, oh, break structure, change cap. You don't understand. You don't understand why, so it's never going to make sense to you, which is why I try and explain it here. Yeah, all I'd say, SFC, you're saying you're interested in doing the course. All I'd say is make sure you like how I teach. Go on my YouTube channel. Honestly, it's probably hundreds of hours of education for free on my YouTube channel. Go and do all that first. Make sure you like how I teach. I say it every day when people are interested. Make sure you like how I teach. Do you think ICT invented divergence in the market? Do you actually think SMT is a saying and that he invented divergence in the market? You think that is his concept? Do you think an imbalance seen on order flow here, which he would call a fair value gap, which I can see as a legitimate imbalance here, which he would not be able to see, is an ICT concept? You are kidding yourself. You are kidding yourself. Do you think that the algo that runs the market is an ICT concept? Or is it Wyckoff theory and he's changed the word the man for the algo? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not his, dude. It's just rebranded, right? I'm not using his concepts. I'm trading. I'm trading the market in all concepts of auction theory and how price moves that have ever existed, which he does not own, regardless of what you think. You can buy the indicators on my website, mate. If you just want the indicators, you can buy them. No, the only course it does is the full course. But I'll tell you now, random guy. If you do the course for $99, if you've already traded for a long time, it is only for people who are brand new, who have never ever put money in the market. But if you do the course for $99 and you complete it, you get a $100 gift voucher off the 20-hour course. So you get the beginner course and you get beginner to advanced then for $549, right? So trading psychology books. Yeah. I'll get you my list. 1 second. Market stopped moving, guys, which is why we can have a chat about all this stuff. Okay, what would I listen to? Where's my library? Well, it depends how hip you want to go. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Joe Dispenza. Best Loser Wins, Tom Hogard. Mental Game of Trading, Jared Tedler. Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell. That will help you for Black Swan events. And then the one I love the most, which I always talk about, which is not a trading book. It's a bit of a laugh. It's 3 hours long, but it will help your trading, is Golf is Not a Game of Perfect. I think that is probably the best non-trading trading book ever written. So simple. Okay, they've held this grey box. You can see they've held this shelf. They're trying to find a bid to move higher. So shorts failed to get the rotation there. All right, so they've tried to break here. They've tried once, twice. If they start seeing absorption here, this is going to happen through this. I'm not playing anymore, folks. I've lost interest. Candlesticks are confirmation for order flow. Yeah, I mean, like I said, look, you don't have to use order flow. You don't, like, it's not for everyone. But like, I would advise you at least use volume. Yes, the easiest thing to use on a chart is a profile. This is telling you where we're finding acceptance. We're not finding acceptance under. We're not finding acceptance over. We're rotating in here. This is fair value for the day. I don't like trading around fair value for the day. I try and avoid trading around fair value. Why? Because it's going to be the most competitive price. If we're going to start moving away, there's a trade there. When we start moving below, there's a trade there. But there's only a trade to these levels until we prove otherwise. So at least put profile on your chart. I'm only the second streamer that you've seen that has ads turned off. Yeah, I always have them turned off. I put them back. I put them on once I finish the stream. How would you know traders are trapped without order flow? Well, you wouldn't really. You'd be having to think about like wicks on candles. All right, so you would have to make assumptions, and that's really what you're making. You're making an assumption in here, all right, that shorts are trapped, and if we don't come back down to this level, that they remain trapped, and the same for here. So, for example, this ICT concept, which is not his concept, but this ICT concept down to 53, you all went, oh, the imbalance is down there. No, it wasn't. If you remember, I can specifically remember saying it's to 60. Well, that's the imbalance. There actually is not an imbalance down here, but you would all think there is one if you're not using order flow. The imbalance was to 60s. So that's the advantage. It's accuracy. Yes, yeah, absolutely, GG. Market slowly going to watch more. Market slow. I'm going to watch more of your video. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, bud. Yeah. See you tomorrow. Unfortunately, my first trading course with Ross Cameron, not Cameron Ross, Ross Cameron. I know who you mean. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something, Arrow King. I almost did that once in the day. Yeah. How to Buy the High on Small Caps by Ross Cameron should be what's called. Momentum Trading, How to Buy the High on Small Caps. How to Buy High and Hope We Go Higher by Ross Cameron. How to Buy High, Hope We Go Higher, Hope Your Students all buy even higher than you, and Sell into Your Students by Ross Cameron. I don't know if any of you listen to my podcast with Austin Silver, you all know I used to be in a small cap room. We paid for Ross Cameron on live stream, and we used to take the opposite side of him. But I feel for you, Arrow King. I feel for you. He charges an extortionate amount of money, $3,500 to learn how to try and trade a squeeze without understanding structure properly. Alex Berlin, I just started my 4th eval on Apex, I think you're saying. Good luck. Exactly, full forward. Exactly, full forward. It's all Wyckoff. It's all Wyckoff. You guys know. You guys have been around long enough, know. It doesn't. You're right, Alchemist. It doesn't matter what you use, but what's incorrect is to say that someone owns something when they don't. All right? It's straight up fucking plagiarism. Let's just call it what it is. If you did a dissertation and you just copied someone else's thing, and you know, I write a novel and I change the word Dave for Alex, it's plagiarism. Plain and simple. Put a guy in a court of law. Let's see if he's plagiarized. Put on a lie detector test. See if he's plagiarized. I know the answer. Everyone knows the answer, right? So it doesn't mean his teachings aren't good. He's found a language of explaining the market to people. It's fantastic. The more people that understand the market, the better. But it's not his, and that's the bug. I don't own order flow. It's not mine. Never claimed to own order flow or volume profile or an imbalance or the EMAs. I might call them flow zones, but they're rolling fibs. If anyone asks me, I'm not like they're special. They're just rolling fibs. That's all they are, right? So that's my only like thing I'm saying there. Can the indicators be bought directly through TradingView? Yep, they're on my website. You can buy them directly for TradingView, but they're on my website, flowzonetrader.com. All the links down below. What are my thoughts on options trading? Yeah, do it. My advice would be like, if you're going to do it, do leaps. You know, time's our greatest commodity. I would avoid 0 DTEs, or I'd look at leaps, especially if you're starting. Giving yourself time in the market is the best thing possible, honestly. If you can buy yourself time, the best thing possible. There you go, random guy. Yeah, shouldn't be trading without knowing anything. Oh, Alchemist, you're welcome to leave at any time you want, mate. I'm not talking about shit about him. If you can't handle the truth, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mate. If you can't handle the truth, like I said, his teachings have helped people, but they're not fucking his. So don't sit on my stream saying that I'm trading how he trades because of SMT. SMT is divergence. It's not his, mate. It's been around since the beginning of fucking time, all right? Don't sit here and try and tell me. Just don't, because you're going to lose. Yep, you can buy the indicators on the website. Yes, golf is not a game of perfect. The links are all down below, guys, or just it's being posted in chat by Nightbot. Did Ross Cameron get sued? He did get sued, yeah. Well, I think he settled out of court. Is CVD on TradingView good enough? Yeah, I use it. I use it on a 5-minute. Yeah, I use CVD on 5-minute. But yeah, it's fine. Currently, it's dead. Absolutely dead currently. Just not moving. No volume. Nothing being done on CVD. Can I look at gold? I can look at gold for you. looks fantastic. We talked about this last week. If we base out, we have the ability to go. Look at that. All right, so those, I don't know if it was you asking last week, but we talked about all the time gold holds this range. Right, looks really good. Develop this range, attracted more shorts in here, and it's the catch-up trade to silver, and we're just going to keep expanding, and now you can do projections based on this last pullback. All right, so you can look at 700, 750s, and then really 5,000s. 5,000s, really. All right, here goes the market. Just having another go. Gold looks great. That's going to keep happening all the time you're having these pressures in Japan. You're going to see, you know, they might be positioning in gold before they're positioning or removing their positions, I should say, from the US markets. But we'll see. We have to deal with that in January. Is the volume profile indicator you're using native to TV one? Yeah, this is all native. This is all free. This is just anchored. Right, if you just come here to this one, down here, volume based, anchored volume profile, and then I just have it set up like this. 2 ticks and position to the right. That's it. These are all native, guys. The only thing not native is the VWAP and the New York VWAP, which someone in my community kindly made, and the flow zones. Everything else is native, guys. Yeah. That's it. That's it. I'm still a student of the market. Markets are forever changing as well. You need to be adaptive. How often do I follow the indicators that pop up? That pop up. You mean this? I mean, this was a good buy signal, right? We bought in here at the same time, right? But the best time to trade flow zones are really when we're in a trend day. So a trend day would be outside of initial balance, technically, where we have strong trend developing outside of liquidity being built. Those are the best times to use it. So when we go into trend days, you know, let's say today, for example, was above the IB. Let's pretend we didn't have supply up here and we built lots of volume out, and the profile, you know, maybe looked something a bit more like this and this and this. This is like a typical trend day profile, and this, and every dip's getting bought. Then we'd use flow zones for dips, right? It just shows you good areas that you might be interested in buying off. Yeah, we're gonna do we'll do giveaways. I didn't realize 9 o'clock already. Why did markets stop moving this early? Which no one's. You got to think, guys. Like, everyone's probably feeling like me. It's been a decent year. We've had big moves this year. Last week we did that rebalance higher, or rebalance back into range. Most people are shutting it down for Christmas and holiday season, right? So even for me, I rarely drink. Saturday, I got well stuck in. Champagne for breakfast. I got stuck in at lunch. I had a cigar. Anyone who's following me would have seen. Big fat cigar and a lot of whiskey. Yesterday, I'm going to be honest with you. I took big fat gummy so that I could sleep well. Woke up this morning thinking, I can't really be bothered to trade, but if it sets up, it sets up. Most people are like that, but they're dealing with probably 2 or 3 rugrats running around their house right now with a killer hangover and can't be fucked to turn up at their trading desk, as in at the banks and stuff. So you're going to see lower liquidity. You're not going to see lots of liquidity probably return until January. All right, the volume's going to be down. So that's why the market's gone to sleep. The funded next account 100k drawdown is 3k and the profit target is 6k compared to 50k. I think that's right. Yeah, it's on sale right now for 50k price, but you know, you're only getting $500 extra of draw. Yeah, exactly. Troy said it best. The Robbins Cup, in fact, the Robbins Cup in every single trading competition ever, including real traders trading the market every day, is won by order flow traders. It says everything, because you need to see what's actually happening. I've been full-time since, well, I started a long time ago. You go and watch all the interviews. I won't explain it, but I was going to do this for a job. And then I had a rather good career and came back to it. I was investing in 16, 17, 18, even in private equity before then, and then came back to the charts full time, maybe 6, 7 years ago. Do I ever use TPO? Occasionally I'll look at it for single prints, but normally I can kind of see those areas as low volume nodes anyway. So, but you can use them. Again, there's videos on my channel for free learning how to do that. ICT said before December 31st we're going to all-time highs. I mean, you never know, but you know, he also said he was kidnapped, put in a van, and taught how the market works, and he created the algo. So. Did I trade yesterday? No. You mean Sunday night? No, I didn't. I don't trade overnights. Is that your choice there, Matt? I do like nice Monte Cristo. What did I smoke at the weekend? I smoked. It was a gift. Cohiba Blue at the weekend. It was nice. And what did I drink? Blue Label. Blue Label. Do I know why Tradeify does not provide auto stop when trading multiple accounts? Seems very unfair and manipulative. Is this common? What do you mean, Greg? It doesn't provide auto stop. Do you mean like a max loss on the day, or an ATM kind of strategy? I don't trade on Tradeify, so I'm not sure. So I've never really used it. Good for you. I think that's going to be Kelvin. It's going to be a wise choice for you moving to Lucid. Do you like Anna Koenig's volume price analysis book? I have not read it. Not read it. I saw an OG trader 30 years saying that futures isn't the same anymore. Gamma OT. Yeah, I saw that video and I saw people saying like, oh, he needs to get over it. He is right. He is right, and I've maintained that, and that's why I've like started paying more attention to it. You have to understand, right? 0 DTEs changed everything in the markets. You have to understand that. Because until when did they come in? Like 3 years ago? The extra liquidity created by those is massive. It is like a gambler's addiction, and they can move the markets fast, right? So he is right to an extent. It doesn't mean there's no edge. Do futures have the most edge? No, I'm going to be honest with you. The futures market does not have the most edge. The biggest edge probably comes in small caps, if I'm honest. That's where most edge is in the market, because really your edge is created where opportunity is, and opportunity comes where people get offside. Now you can see that's how we trade in this market every day. We're looking for offside traders. The biggest offside traders will come in small caps because they are the most manipulated market going, right? You're talking about shit stocks with fuck all PE, with no cash on hand, that need to like constantly cycle money to pay themselves. That's the best edge will be there. And a lot of those small caps won't have 0 DTEs either. So you've got like a guy on the book pumping, looking for his exit. That's probably like, once you understand the markets, it's probably one of the best markets to trade, but they've been very sleepy for a few years, so we'll see. Sorry, guys, there's so many messages here. I'm trying to read through them all. A+ setup, like we talked about it earlier, maybe you weren't here. When we leave higher time frame volume trapped, happens fairly regularly, especially in this market. When we've developed a big range and we leave, or where we've done an overextended one move one way or the other, and then we leave that volume. That's my A+. We had a few. We had 1 last week off the lows. We had 2 last week off the highs. So we had 3 in the last week, which was fantastic. Can you get volume profile on Tradeify? I believe so, yes. Do you generally enter trades with limit prices or market? But I always try and get in on a limit. If possible, I want my price on to get in on a limit. if I'm forced to chase a little bit, and I don't mean like 40, 50, 60 points after, but if I've got a limit dangling and I can't get filled, I will take a market break if I have to. If I know if it's very high probability that we're going one direction, then I'd rather be in than not be in. But I'll obviously have to size down a bit if I'm forfeiting optimal price. What's my opinion on the orb strategy? No opinion. It can work. There's nothing wrong with the opening range. Some people trade 30-second opening ranges. As long as it works for you, it's all that matters. I've got videos on it. I take one receiver in my first 2 picks. Okay, I don't know. We're not talking about football here, I don't think. Kenny Glick trade small caps? I have not. Guys I used to watch were like Nate, Investors Underground, Ricky Analog, God, my brain's so fried. Let me get up. I'll have all the old courses from guys I used to trade with. Stephen Ducks. They all trade the same way. So it's all trap people at the highs with failed follow through, but none of them use like advanced techniques. Interestingly, well, none of them teach it. Tradeify states market bracket orders are not supported on group mode. Is that right? That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, then what you want to do is just put your limit in and put your first order in and put your stop in straight away as soon as possible. I'm on top step and having no issues. Well, makes a change. Alex, done for the day. Green every account without a copy. I really appreciate your help. Awesome work. Do you ever have an in-person mentor? Or did you learn all of my stuff online and through learn experiences was the best experience for me? I'll tell you what, most of my learnings came from what not to do from people that I would join and follow, and more of what not to do than what to do, I would say, is what I learned. Orb works well with volume, yeah, it can do. Yes, I'm in LA for the holidays. My friend, not going anywhere, not back to Europe. I'm not a fan of Black Label, or even the Blu-ray label. I was at my house, but I can show you. I've got quite a big collection here, but I was not hosting. I was drinking. Back to Blue Zone again. Yeah, you can see this node we're developing, guys. We're inside this, okay, and this has become your shelf, and here, and it's starting to get a little bit messy in here. All right, this is why I've become less interested. I think we got probably the best trades. You could have argued if we drove out higher, I would have been willing to play that down this morning, like we talked about in Discord. No trades. Lots of you saying no trades. Say that's right. Was in the long trade on ES at 10.38. Is that an A plus? Let me have a look. Probably not an A plus, but it's probably a good intraday trade. 10.38. I would say that's an A trade for me. Yeah, so you had the look below. It's really nice. It's very similar to this. The only thing I'd say is the difference is, right, ES didn't sweep all of this. Remember, on NQ, we swept all of this. So, the SMT, just the divergence, was that NQ swept this. All right, so you've had 3 drive attempts lower on ES. Let's think about what you've done on ES. Three attempts lower. 1, 2, 3. All right, we pin. There's your initial balance. Okay, and we cannot sustain the auction lower. So what are we looking here? Market's looking for value. So it thinks we're too expensive, so it comes down. It's like, well, is this too cheap? The answer is yes. We trade up, you reclaim, and you go back to the upside. And then you've got lots of people to aim for, haven't you? This is your gamma level, and once you get through that here, and this was the low-hanging fruit, previous week high, which we're now at. All right, so the trade's gone. This is why I'm saying the low-hanging fruit trade was from here to here and here. This is the move, right? That's the move. It's been and gone. Can it go higher? Yeah. Can it come back down? Yeah. But the A trade is there. So it's a great trade, 38s. I mean, we can even have a look to see what happened at the lows. Load my template. No. You're not going to give me a template here? You're not. Fantastic. All right, and look at the low. At that low that we just talked about, right at the low, you had 179 sellers caught offside. Right? So that was your clue that you trapped the sellers there, and then even the candle before. So where was sellers coming in late, like we talked about, underneath initial balance? All right, so that's the look below initial balance and fail. It's a fantastic trade. Whoever just asked, was that A plus? I wouldn't necessarily say it's A plus, but it's an A grade setup. A plus on the day, but we're not leaving higher time frame. But it's a great setup. Alex, squat, bench, or deadlift? What's my favorite to lift? When my shoulder's not hurting, probably deadlift, and then back, and then bench. Squat I hate, but I have to do it. Ever checked out another Brit running Traders Reality with color coded? Ever trade up another Brit running Traders Reality? No idea, man. How do I think Asia will act? No idea either. What's the toughest part in starting the 40 accounts? Well, getting them passed and then the first couple months. And then the other thing you got to be careful was, like even I had it today, like surprise, surprise, the accounts which went a little bit wonky today, even when I was just like flipping them, was my Lucid accounts. So you need to be careful. Sometimes the data can go a bit funny, so it's making sure you're managing those properly. Thank you so much, man. I couldn't make more sense. That couldn't make more sense. What? No, what not to do. Am I wrong here? You can't expect consistent profits from an inconsistent market. Instead, maybe 6 days, no money, and on the last 10K. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair, Matt. And a lot of that will come down to you understanding like what conditions you trade well in. So if there are certain conditions you trade really well in, then those are the conditions you should focus on. For example, many who have been here a long time will know that in here I was going crazy. I was like, really, can we please? I was saying prayers to the market god, saying, please, can we leave this range, this 2-week balance? I really don't want to be in here. I don't like trading rotation. So look above and fail, look above and fail, look below fail, look below fail, look below fail. So in here it was see money, take money. Hardly made any money for 2 weeks. And then in here, it was 200 and 300 point bangers on stream. All right. As soon as we left that, these are the markets I like. Boom, boom, boom. And then here, boom, boom, boom. All right. Brilliant. And in here, no. And that's just me. That's just how I like to trade. It might be the opposite to you, but I think if you know your data, where you trade well, like I always talk about, and this is why Golf is Not a Game Perfect is a good book, right? Basically, the sentiment of that whole book is if you are starting to play golf, you want to start using like an 8-iron or something. And if you're good with the 8-iron, get used to going around 18 holes or 9 holes, whatever it is, with that 8-iron as much as possible. You are much better on like a par 4 or par 5 to play your 8-iron and finish that as 3 over than you are to get a driver out and, spoof the first one, put it in the bunker, then put it in the pond, and then, you're 10 over on that hole. That would be the equivalent to taking a setup which is not your best setup, right? You will make more money by avoiding setups which you do not like and just trading setups you will like than just clicking trying to trade every setup. What are you using to copy trade with Ninja? I use affordable indicators trade copier. Yep, that order flow is on TradingView. Yeah, if you've got a pro account, you can get it. All right, should we do some giveaways, folks? No, not a new record. Last week was record. Last week was amazing. I think one day we had 800 viewers and it's incredible. All right, smash that like button for me and let's do an Apex giveaway. Maybe we'll give away some other stuff as well. I'm feeling kind today. Yes, affordable indicators trade copy. That's right, SFC. Yeah, it's good. It's good. My advice is not to use web-based platforms. I think, you know, because you can have API and web issues. So, can I show how to set up? Yeah, I'm going to do a video on it, but just so you know quickly, up here in the candles, where you have your candles, you want to come down, and on there you want to click volume footprint. Volume footprint, and that will bring it up. That's all you need to do. I'll do a video on how to set it up. Okay, let's first of all give away an Apex account. So just type FZT in chat. You only need to type it once, folks. Don't spam, otherwise it will pull you out of the competition. Just type FZT once in chat. We'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. While that's happening, I'm going to get a refill on my coffee. Stick here, and we're going to pull winner. Maybe we'll give away some fun stuff today. Let's see. Let's see. All right, you guys done? Give you guys like 15 more seconds or something. Okay, 5, 4, 3, don't spam it. 2, 1. Braveheart 180. Are you here? Braveheart 180. Yeah, congratulations, Braveheart. All right, all I want you to do, shoot me an email, send me an email. I'm going to make a list of you. I've got to come back to Joe as well. All right, Braveheart 180. All right, info@flowzonetrader.com. I want you to send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube so I know it's you, and I will sort you out with a free Apex course code. Gosh. So info@flowzonetrader.com. All right. What's my preferred prop firm? SFC. I literally just did a video on my top 5 for the year. It all depends on you, and I go over everything in that video. It literally went live yesterday. It's worth watching. It's probably 20 minutes long, but I gave you my top 5 firms and who they're good for and why for all of those. Okay, let's set this up again. Okay, type course in chat. We're going to give away the introduction course. So these are good for people who have never traded before. Okay, so if you've traded before and you don't want to do the course, you can give it to a friend or family member, or you can just say in chat, we'll re-roll it. I'm feeling kind, so I'm going to give 3 of these away today for Christmas. I'm feeling kind. You guys have been great. So we'll give 3 away. I'll give you a couple minutes to do this. Man, it is amazing. I'm on like a lot of Zillow lists for houses down in Palm Springs, and they are just falling in price. Getting tempting. It's getting tempting. All right, 10 more seconds, folks. Sip of this coffee and then we'll pull the winners and do one at a time. All right, winner number 1 for the introduction course. Oh, there we go. SFC. SFC. I know you're here. SFC, do you want the course or do you want me to re-roll it? Are you experienced or you want to give it to a family member? Totally up to you. Just let me know in chat if you want me to re-roll it for someone else, or if you want to use it or give it to a family member or a friend, or whatever you want to do. You'll take it? Awesome. Okay. Again, just same thing. Shoot me an email, please. info@flowzonetrader.com. All right, and then I'll sort you out with the course. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more giveaways of this introduction course. Remember, it's just a 2-hour course. It's great for people who've never traded before, who don't understand anything. All right, you don't need to type it again, guys. Don't type it again. Don't type it again. All right, everyone's already in. We're gonna do a re-roll now. Full forward. Well, full forward definitely doesn't need it. He's definitely knows how to trade order flow. But do you want it full forward? Do you want to give it to someone, or? You keeping it as well? Roll it. You want me to roll it? That's very kind of you. Are you sure? Okay, cool. Well, everyone say thank you to Full Forward. That's very kind of him. We're going to re-roll it then. New winner coming. 3, 2, 1. Juan Carvalho. Juan Carvalho. Are you here, Juan Carvalho? No, SFC doesn't need. You just need to email me with a screenshot of you logged into YouTube, so I can just check. I'll double cross your username. Yeah, just so I know it's you. Congratulations, Juan Carvalho. First time in. Nice. All right, dude. So if you just do the same thing, I just need you to email me info@flowzonetrader.com with you logged in. Just a screenshot of you logged into YouTube, and you're going to get a free course as well. Introduction course. Yeah, exactly. Full forward saying he wants commissions on the payout. Quite right, mate. Quite right. Okay, one more re-roll. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Rhea, I don't know how to say that. Ray Amaranti. Maybe I've said it wrong. So if I've butchered that, I'm terribly sorry. Ray Amaranti. Are you here, Ray? Ray Amaranti 4768. I hope I'm saying that right. Making a list of everyone's names here. Are you here, Ray? You got to speak up. So RAYAM. There you are. There you are. Awesome. Do you want the course, Ray? It's an introduction course. It's 2 hours long. It's very, very beginner. But if you want it, you're welcome to have it. I'm assuming you want it. Okay, same thing. So just shoot me an email. Just email me info@flowzonetrader.com. I need a screenshot of you logged into the YouTube. All right, send me a picture, screenshot of you logged into your YouTube. I've taken a note of everyone's names here. So I've got Joe that I need to reply to. Braveheart 180 for the Apex code. SFC for the course. Juan Carvalho for the course. And Ray for the course. Congratulations, everyone. We'll do the same tomorrow. I'll give away some more Apex codes tomorrow as well. All right. You can see, guys, the market has absolutely gone to sleep here. All right. The market's gone to sleep. This was our expectation for the day. You'll have to see what happens. ES is holding initial balance really, really well and creating a new range. A lot of this is going to be down to Apple. Can Apple find a bid? If we look at the mag, I'll give you a readout before we leave for the day. All right. Tesla 2.84% up, Nvidia 1.15% up, Microsoft basically flat, Meta basically flat, Google 0.75% up, Amazon 0.33% up, but Apple 0.61% down today. I think there was more pressure on them over some court cases in Europe this morning. Please, can I type the email? Yes, I will type the email in chat here. Type it in chat for you. Info. Can I tell you the issues with the rules at Funding Ticks? Yeah, I can. For anyone that's not been here for the last week, all right, I'm going to stop my partnership with them. They haven't replied to a few things, but they put in some new rules which are, well, they're retroactive. So they're doing it over profits that you've already secured. So any trade which lasts less than 1 minute, they're wiping those profits. You can't take a trade for less than 1 minute. They're moving to an 80-20 split. You would have seen at the weekend, they're now including weekends in the days that you must trade, even when the market's closed. So those guys in Discord will see that I lost an account this weekend because I didn't trade on a Saturday. Are you fucking kidding me? So these guys can go to hell. The CEO is not replying to people right now. I have sent him a couple of emails last week. I've been trying to avoid bashing them. I never want to bash someone online. I give someone always a chance, but there you go. There you go. Radical saying they took $3,500 out of his rewards. I mean, this is the issue, right? It's an issue over there. I can't deny it. I've been trying to give them a chance to come back and answer it, and I think a lot of guys that traded with them who probably have more influence than I do have been doing the same thing, trying to give them a chance to come back and be like, we shouldn't have done that. We're gonna change it. They're not. The guy's gone fucking missing, guys. We're not getting any response at all. We're talking about funding ticks, right? So unfortunately, I have taken some nice payouts from them, but you would have seen they're not in my top 5. They're not going to be in my top 50 if they're going to act like this. Exactly, Richard. I mean, it's an absolute joke. It is an absolute joke. They might fold. I doubt they're going to fold, guys. I think it's more that they're probably having to pay out too much, and they've just made sure that they don't have to pay out. I doubt they fold. Funding pips is pretty big, so I don't think they'll fold. But it's up to you, Neil. It's just you've got to be aware of the new rules. For me, I don't want to promote them on stream, right? Like, I fucking love JD. Oh, I'd love a beer with you one day, JD. You're funny. Oh god, so good. I have my own account, mate, but I mainly use it for swings and ETFs. No, they're the only one. They're the only one right now. So I'll put a video up, guys. There's my top 5. Let me find it for you guys. There's a top 5 firms that I think you should be using for next year, and why. The important thing is to understand why, which one's good for you and why, because everyone's different. Let me put this in chat. All right, watch this video. If you're thinking about getting funded next year, you want to go for like 40 accounts and roll them together, watch that video. Let's answer the last few of these. Currently with TPT. I like TPT, but I lost an account because I held a position past 2 o'clock Pacific. What? They didn't just close you out, SFC? And that's news to me. I've never been in that situation, but that's I'm surprised there's not an auto liquidation there. Have you emailed them? I'd email them about that. Itzy, you're welcome to like him. It's because someone was getting very funny about it earlier. So that you always get a Marmite, or we call a Marmite person, Marmite situation. I don't know what you call Marmite in the US. I don't know if you even have it, but something that some people really like and some people really don't like. Right, one of those characters. I've got no problem with his teachings. My problem is when people think they're his teachings. That's the difference. I'm really sorry to hear that about TPT. I've never had it happen to me because I've never been in that position, but that's a shame. It's a shame they don't auto liquidate. It might be worth. You can probably put something in like NinjaTrader or a copier to auto liquidate you at a certain time to stop that ever happening. Marmite is like it's like a salted spread that you put on toast, and some people love it and some people hate it. So if you have something that, like if you have a piece of art, for example, and you don't know if people like it, you'd be like, oh, it's a Marmite thing. Some people love it, some people hate it. Very English of me. There you go. Yeah, see, like there's nothing wrong with it. They work. I'm not going to say like fair value gaps aren't a thing or OBS isn't a thing. OBS is it's a break and retest, right? These are all, but my problem is not that. It's when you get defensive people saying he invented it and don't this, and he didn't invent it. He didn't invent it, but his teachings can work. It's a big difference. The same way I didn't invent volume profile or order flow, but my teachings can work, but I didn't invent it. There you go. So InfoRisk says anyone using Sierra, they have an auto liquidate on a specific time. Yeah, they probably have it on most platforms. You just have to dig in and find how to do it. How was my morning? Yeah, it was all right. Most of them I flipped. I can show you. These are my accounts. So most of them I flipped, and then 1, 2 traded 3 accounts with size, and then these ones dragged. There you go. That's me for the day. Yeah. So these were all flipped. This one, even the ones that are red, these should all be $8. But this, what I'm saying, like you have to be careful when you link them all together. Some of them get a bit of a lag on it. Well, at least that's what I experience fairly commonly. And you've got to be careful with the APIs, right? Especially on Tradeify. Once you move into linking accounts together, you can get some issues. There you go, Mike. Yeah, it's a good example. It's a good example. Oh, that's weird, SFC. That's annoying. Bro, just one thing. Do we need to buy tools to trade the way you trade? No, you don't need to buy tools. This is free. Order flow. I don't know what package you have on TradingView. If you're trading on TradingView, it is free. Order flow is free if you're trading with Tradeify, even on a prop firm. So if you're trading with the Tradeify package, order flow is free on Tradeify. It will be free on NinjaTrader. Again, there's a video on my YouTube how to get it for free if you're trading on there. So no, you don't need to pay for anything additional if you don't want to. Fair value gap is just a guide or confirmation. That's it. There you go. There you go, Mike. All we need is for you to move the market. So I'm not moving anything. We're about to leave this volume here, so we could come right down into here. If they start to not bid this, you can see we built all these buyers can potentially get trapped here. If they reject this, we can come all the way back down to here because they've built out this shelf. All right, and if they do this and reclaim, then they go back onto the upside. But I'm not going to trade this anymore. I'm done for the day for sure. I'm only planning to scale up to about 6 to 8 accounts on Tradeify, and I cannot copy trade if I want to utilize my ATMs. That would be your recommendation on how to handle that. 3 to 4. You don't want to copy trade, or sorry, let me read that again. I'm only planning on scaling up to 6 to 8 accounts on Tradeify, okay? And I cannot copy trade if I want to utilize the ATMs, okay? Understood? What would be your recommendation on how to handle that 3 to 4 screens? I would just go one at a time. If you're not going to copy trade due to an ATM, trade one at a time, or move to a system where you can copy trade on, like Ninja, so you can have your ATMs do auto. You want to learn for free first. Can I quote any good sources? Check my channel out to start. Honestly, there's so much there for free. Start there, Hassan. There's a ton on this channel for free. There'll be tons on the whole of YouTube. Yeah, there'll be tons of shit as well. But I stand by everything that I've put on this channel. So just start there for free. Thoughts on Replicanter? I used to use them, SFC, and I've stopped using them because they're trying to change to a subscription model. And I also genuinely think that affordable indicators is a superior copier now. Because you can have your max profit. You can literally put in, all right, this is the max profit I want on this account. This is the max drawdown I want on this account. This is the max size I want to use. I want to trade mini, and micro on that. Like the amount that you can do on it is so good. So if you're trading lots of prop firms, it's really good. Like if you have a trailing drawdown one, like I could get long. Let's say I have like TPT, Lucid, Funded Next, and Apex, and what's the other one? Tradeify, all linked. I could have it so it takes my Apex as soon as they hit $300, for example, because they've got a trailing drawdown. So I just want to lock in and lets the other ones work. So that's why I really like it. Why was I put in timeout for speaking, asking which prop firm? I didn't put you in timeout, mate. It might have been Nightbot. I'm sorry. But yeah, all the prop firms I use, there's a video just went live. Just read that. All right, let's make a deal here. No more ICT chat. All right, I stay here 5 minutes longer. We can have a laugh, but no more ICT chat. Let's just leave that word and that person and all of that stuff alone. Looking like shorts might be the move. If they need to leave this, so they tried to leave it and they're already back there. If they keep rejecting POC, but I don't want to trade this area. Look how long we've traded this area for. Right, so you need to see an aggressive leave and a resell, and then you got to ask where we're reselling to. You're still seeing strength in ES above initial balance, but just based at previous week high. I just don't think there's a good setup here at the moment, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, this is a build out liquidity. Can they do this? Yes. Can they do this? Yes. It's a flip of a coin right now. There's your profile for the day. Look. Do you want to trade in here? I don't want to trade in here. I'm not sure, Noah, actually. I would assume so. But check on their website. I don't want to tell you something that's wrong. Do I have any vids on order flow using TradingView charts? They're all in the course at the moment. Unfortunately, I haven't done any free vids. It's on my list to do next year. But yeah, everything. If you want to learn order flow, there is I'll show you, because I do have a sale running for you guys until Jan. All right, if you want to learn order flow and how to do it, use it in TradingView and stuff. If you come here, volume order flow. This only went live last week. You can do this course. This is everything that's covered in the course. Auction theory, volume profile, profile types, developing profile, delta, bookmap, footprints, playbooks, and repeatable setups. And I'm adding stuff to it all the time, which you will always have access to. If you click buy now, come down to here and type in launch in capitals, all right? You will get $100 off right now, $299. That's going to be the cheapest it ever is. All right, and prices will go up next year, but this launch price will last until January. So you've got like a week or two left to do it at that price. So if you do want to learn that stuff, it's all on there. Everything is in there for you guys. No pressure, but that's the only place where I've got all my order flow stuff at the moment. We have a volume channel, right? I'm now looking for TQQQ. Does that affect your trade I'm looking at? That you're looking for you're just playing the trips. So you're just playing a triple leverage. TQQQ is exactly the same. You're just triple leveraged versus QQQ, right? So you're playing the long triple leverage Qs. If you want to play the short, you play SQQQ. Oh, sorry. Okay, Evan. Mate, I'm really sorry. I don't know why that happened. Let me tell you. Funding ticks is the one doing the nonsense, Evan. That's who you want to avoid at the moment, okay? Funding ticks. If it booted you out for whatever reason, it'd just be Nightbot being annoying. I'm really sorry about that. It happens sometimes. No, the Ninja Trader NT discount ended, all that stuff. Yeah, so the course you just run's like a very introduction course, SFC. It's for people who've like never really traded before. But if you do that course, you get money off the beginner to advanced course. That course I just showed you there is brand new. It's just on order flow. It's way more advanced. So I would say do the 20-hour course first. If you're interested, say do the 20-hour course first, because you'll understand how I view the markets. And then like a top up to that would be the volume and order flow. If you're interested in that stuff, again, no, zero pressure. Volume channel looks off. What, compared to T triple Qs? Is that what you're saying? Let me have a look. Looks the same to me. It just might be that there's less volume traded on this, because this is has to include options. It's the same, mate. It's exactly the same. You're just stuck in the same range, there or thereabouts. So your high is basically this pivot from 1120, and your low is this pivot from IB, and you're stuck in this pivot into and around here. And let's go back. Yeah, it's basically exactly the same. It's There's no difference. It's the same. FCT, since you work with TPT, let the people here know that they have to close their positions manually so you don't get effed over by this, in my opinion, stupid rule. Well, we just talked about it. I mean, yeah, we just talked about putting stuff in place so that you are protected against that. I've never had that problem because I don't trade past 4 o'clock, but yeah, it's important to put. What you want to do is put as many tools in place to prevent issues. So you want auto liquidation, max stop loss, max loss on the day, max trades on the day, like max a number of like contracts traded, all these things, max like end of time, all these things you want to put in auto as much as possible. Are you going to try Tradeify daily payout accounts, Alex, or stick with TPT? I'm going to stick with TPT. I might do their 5-day flex accounts because they've removed the consistency. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about going for. You lost 4K today. How have you lost 4K today? Sorry to hear that. Okay, here goes ES trying to break out. Qs are trying to go with it. And if they do, they're going to look to come up to this value area high again. Right, they're going to look to test this if they can. So the rotation's still happening. Oh my God. Let me draw it. This rotation's still happening here to here. Shorts tried to come in under here. Couldn't get follow through, reclaimed instantly. Now we're going to go back to this side and they're going to see is there follow through here, or are we just going to do this dance, or are we actually going to do this? ES is breaking out though. But Qs can't move. Apple has been weak. It's one of the big problems. All right, guys, I think we're done. Decent day. Locked in some nice profits early. I would just watch the rotations for the remainder of the day if I was you. Just let me check the volume that just came in. VPOC is at 700. Bang in the middle. Is that the same here? Yeah. Let me just check this. '90s. Yeah, it looks like it wants to go. You're going to test value area high now. If you find a bid above this, I'd watch this imbalance 33 to 39. Where did the sellers last come in? Right here. So I'll be watching 33 to 39 if you get through the current value area high, and then 75s. Just check this here as well. Where's this? 720s. Is there buyer stuck in there? It's a good transition. All right. Yep. So all this is a rotation till you find acceptance. So you're pinned from here to here right now. This is the current rotation. If you find acceptance over this, like those levels I just talked about, up into here to reprice. If they really want to squeeze, you've got to take this out to get it back up to the New York high. In here, I would leave alone. All right. In this level here, I'd leave alone. You need to see if we find acceptance or not. But we're in a fairly standard bell curve, so I'd be somewhat careful about buying much above here unless it really shows itself and they build out like a new shelf here. I'd be very, very careful because it's very possible they do something like this and they just come straight back down inside, which is why I'm going to try and avoid it. But we will see. ES is starting to get going for you guys now, but that's going to be it for me. I'm going to lock this up for the day. We'll come back tomorrow, last day tomorrow before Christmas, that we're going to trade. We'll see what we'll get. Again, very light in volume. We'll do some more educational stuff tomorrow. We'll do some more giveaways. Where's the VIX coming into here? Let me just check this. This is a big level, but where's it from? This is a long time ago. September 18. Okay, I just watch VIX once we move from 1430s down to 1440s. We've never really been able to move under that, so you might find that they hedge a bit on the VIX as we get into that, so just be cautious. Wait, can I ask you one more question? No worries if not. I just came back to stream. I can wait. Yeah, just ask. Ask Matt. Ask now. What do you mean by an order of priority, Pat? Everything's higher time frame for me. So weekly, daily, 4 hour, hour. The higher it is, the more powerful it is for me. On the point of knowing what not to do, in the last 2 months, I've been up 14K and cashed out 10K. But I lost all of it both times by going back in after the market closed. Is that one of your rules? After the market closes, it seems to plateau, but I get excited and go back in. Yeah. The only time I would trade outside of New York hours, all right, the only time is if there's a reason. You've got to understand volume is king. So let's just show you what happens in the after hours. Look at the difference in volume. Pre-market, New York open, after hours, right? All of this is after hours, market open, right? We're going to respect, it's funny you say that, we did a lesson on it last week. We're going to respect levels way more in the New York session because there's volume being traded there. Not past volume, current order book. Remember, when we get into after hours, there's no one on the book, or it's much, much thinner on the book, so we can skip around, your spread can open up. It doesn't mean there aren't good trades to be had there, but you're going to have to be very accurate on when and why you're getting in. If you're just clicking buttons because you want to be here in the after hours, then yeah, you're going to give you money back, all right? UVIX, I mean, in the net, it's a funny one, isn't it? Like, over a holiday season, no, but I think in January, probably. RTH, mate. Yeah, RTH. The one on the right side, RTH. Right, developing volume RTH. Pat, I meant as far as looking at QZS, VIX, and SPY. Oh, okay. I don't give one preference. It's not like I give one more validity than the other. So why would I look at VIX? The relationship between VIX and SPY. If we're getting divergence where VIX and SPY are going the same way, it's like a leave alone time for me, right? So if VIX is starting to push and SPY is still pushing, I'm like, well, that's not healthy. Something's going to go wrong there. When looking at SPY or ES versus the Qs, right, all we're looking for there is relative strength. All we're really looking to understand is what is the market breadth, all right? Because SPY, the breadth would be bigger, less weighting into tech, more looking at like energy and the finances. So if we've got a good breadth day, like we've probably got today, if I go on FinViz and I have a look at the breadth, I would imagine everything really is pretty green. There we go. So if we think about what the weakest thing is right now, all right, it's Apple. All right, it's Apple that's holding Qs down. We look at finances, they look good. Healthcare, pretty good. All right, Eli and Lilly, not the best, but it's not too bad. Most things are green, right? So tech lagging a little bit from Apple, but the breadth is good, which is why you've got ES making bigger moves. There's Globex, so it's starting to go now. It is such a shame they took so long, but maybe could have traded that reclaimer. It's so low on volume. It's not worth it over lunch, in my opinion. Trade the highest liquidity, highest volume parts of the day and be done. I agree. Once you truly learn what's going on, you'll realize all you need is 3 to 5 good trades per week to make great money. Yeah, even less, man. One really banger of a trade a week or a month will make all your money. I mean, if you've read Market Wizards, you will know all those guys who've made mega money in Market Wizards. Very rarely are they scalpers. They're position traders. Right from the 80s up to now, they're positioned and they're looking for one big setup to come into their life that they position for. And that's where they make the big money. Everything in between is pretty much break even. Win some, lose some, win some, lose some, win some, lose some, and then boom, there's your big boy. All right. Peace and love, everyone. That was a nice little chat for an extra hour here while we just hung out over Christmas. I will see you tomorrow morning. I will be back here tomorrow morning. Don't forget, if you want to support the stream, the links are down below. I do get commissions when you use code FCT or code FlowZone on TPT, and that money goes back into the stream. It helps me provide this for free and upgrade things like the lights and everything else. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed today, made some money, or if not, hopefully I kept you safe and you learned something. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Trade safe this afternoon. Don't expect big volume to come back. All right, you might just see a very sleepy market. If you get a sleepy grind higher market, do not try and fade it. All right, if you get a sleepy grind higher market, don't try and fade it. Either be in it for the grind higher or be flat. All right, peace and love.